Welcome back to Memorial Stadium here at Vicksburg High School. The Gators are home, newly renovated Memorial Stadium, new turf, fast track, fast surface, and maybe the Gators will start fast here in the home opener of the 2019 season as they take on Benton, Louisiana, a school from Louisiana coming over. And this team beat one of the top teams in the state of Louisiana last week after trailing 14 to nothing. They're what, a 1A school, and they beat a 3A school last week. So this is a challenge for the Gators. But this team has been up for challenges all year, and we'll see how they do here in the home opener. We're here with Coach Hughes. Coach, it's good to be back in the friendly confines of Memorial Stadium.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Just talk a little bit about this adjustment. You've talked about it before, but now it's finally here. You're playing at home.
Yeah, it's well deserved. It's long desired, for us to get back here and get to kick this game off, for our fans here at home on a brand new turf field that our community has supplied for us, and everybody's put a long hard hours in getting to work. It's always a work in progress. It's the phase one that everybody's going to see right now. There is a phase two of the build. But in and of itself, we get to go out there and play on a turf field, and we get to go out there and have a little fun in our own stadium, like it's a brand new thing.
As a football coach, as a former player, playing on artificial surface as compared to playing on grass, similarities, differences. As a player, what's the difference?
As a player, this time of year, it's hotter. That's going to be the number one thing they're going to notice. Now, what they don't, what quickly gets shadowed by the fact that it's hot because of the pellets and the color and the black pellet, and it absorbs the heat and everything. You're looking at a good 15 to 20 degree increase of whatever the temperature is. So if it's a 95 degrees at start, it's going to be 110, 115 out there on that surface. Now I like the way we sit. It's not really a bowl because the hills keep cascading, so usually there ends up being a decent breeze around, to kind of keep a cool ventilation. It always has been on this field. That's just how it's set up. But other than it being hot, things that they'll quickly ignore because of that is how true the turf is. Turf ends up being true, meaning you're not going to be running and hit a pothole, hit a little divot. You're not going to be running and hit obviously a mud slick or anything in that time. It's just a true surface. Every stride is the same stride. There's some things to get used to, especially at the beginning, like it is in the turf that we have put down, because everything's not quite settled yet, and it's not going to get settled until we get some traffic on it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But like you said, it's a speed. I think one thing that's a little different for us, just because we're used to it one way and have the other, is because of the irrigation situation around the field. We used to have a bigger crown in the natural field, and now it's not that big of a crown.
Yeah.
So it feels different out there. But because of that turf, it is a faster track, and kids seem to be really enjoying playing on it.
How much of a difference was it the fact that you were able to practice a little bit at Warren Central, and you played over the obviously red carpet, and you played Warren Central last week? You're able to practice over there a little bit, and of course you're on your own field. How much of that really has helped in the acclimation?
It's one of the reasons that I think our school district made the commitment to do it, because it wasn't that as much as it was in the past few years. Is we practice on our grass field or on our grass game field in years past, and every other school we were going to, we were playing on somebody's turf field.
Yeah.
And we really didn't have the opportunity to do one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, now we have the strategy. Even though we have a minimized practice field now, we still have a strategy to where if we happen to be going to somebody that still has natural turf, we can go down on our minimized practice field and get some work in on natural turf.
Yeah.
So our feet and our body is just used to natural grass, when that happens. But the majority of teams we play are going to have turf fields, and it ends up being a kind of an equalizer that we get to participate on turf fields too. I joked last week with a couple of Warren Central coaches before the game that honestly, as far as game fields goes, their game field was just as much of a home field as anything else we've had, because we've only practiced on our junior high practice field
Yeah.
up until that point in time, and we had been out there for a couple of days before Red Carpet Bowl and Red Carpet Bowl, and then of course, we were out there this past past Friday. So that was nice to have. But hey, Velma Jackson week 2, we were over there.
Yeah.
That's a turf field. We were over there on a turf field. So it was nice. What was nice this week is we get to leave the weight room, we get to leave film room, and there was no distractions. We get to head right up and we get to start football, and there was no distractions in between. And that ended up, giving us a little bit more pep in our step as we prep this week.
Speaking of pep in your step, you played a big rival in Warren Central last week, got off to a shaky start. And, a game like that, big rival game, one thing you don't want to do is dig yourself a hole. And just talk a little bit about that game, because it was, it was down 14-0 in the blink of an eye, 14-7, and then a score late at the end of that first half. Just talk about what didn't happen or what couldn't happen last week.
Well, what didn't happen is, and this was top to bottom in our organization, is we didn't respond well to adversity. That's what didn't happen. Now, that happens a lot. It could be a lot of reasons. I think one reason was it was so much of a emotionally charged game that I have a coaching buddy that used to say, has a saying, and I believe in it, and that is, things aren't always as bad as they seem. Things aren't always as good as they seem. You can be up 3 scores and think that everything's good to go. We saw in Velma Jackson that we had to fight at the end. Things weren't as good as it seemed. And guess what? We end up at a 14-7 deficit. We had a little momentum going, but we end up fumbling the ball again, or had another something bad happen to us. Things still weren't as bad as they seem. It was only a 1 touchdown situation, but like I said, when you're high emotion and something like that happens, all of a sudden it's worse than it seems. It seems like things are inevitable, and us as a coaching staff at that point in time, I mean, we have to do a better job of recognizing that, hey, it's just something to fight back from and something to keep digging in and keep saying no to. We learn from it, and I think that. I think it hurt everybody. It wasn't a game that it was seen to be. That was one thing that was that I was actually pleased of at the beginning of the game, and even afterwards. Even though the performance by anybody on our side of the ball, coaches included, wasn't good, but one thing that I did notice is it cut deep with everybody. It wasn't something that assumed is the way it was going to be. It's something that really hurt us and really made us evaluate ourselves, and I think even more so we've had a good week of practice due to that fact.
I had a coach say one time in a loss in a big game, it's supposed to hurt. You're supposed to feel it,
right? Because
you're supposed to learn from it. You're supposed to feel that hurt and that loss, and hopefully you learn from it and you move on to this game here against Benton.
Correct. You do that, and you reevaluate. And anybody that's, I think, worth salt, whether it's football or whether it's life, when something that happens that's that devastating to you, you better not ignore it. You better reevaluate and see, what things you could possibly do different, or what things you need to keep doing the same, to have the success you want to have.
What are just quickly some of the little bullet points coming out of that game to learn from as we get ready for tonight?
It was just the need for team camaraderie. I think that was one thing that what ends up happening like that is the first thing that happens in any type of relationship. I mean, right now you got a relationship between a bunch of coaches and a bunch of players that all have to relate to one another, is fingers start getting pointed. And you have to eliminate that. I'm not saying that was an extreme. It wasn't, but that's not going to solve anything. What is going to solve anything is lifting people up and encouraging people, and it's something that we emphasized all week long.
Well, as we get ready for tonight's game, you're talking about the Benton Tigers from Benton, Louisiana. Beat a very good Oak Grove team last week, one of the best in the state last year in the state of Louisiana. They were down 14-0, and they came back and won 33-21. They've got a pretty good quarterback in Lassiter, Justin Johnson in the backfield. So what do you expect here from the Tigers?
First off, when you first started, I wanted to point out they are a 5A team.
5A, okay.
And they are, that is the highest classification they got over there. They're from the Shreveport area. They have amazing coaching staff. They do it well. They've done it well for the past few years. They've been double-digit wins. They've been multiple rounds into the playoffs for the past few years. So they know what they're doing. They know their formula for success. And you know, that's what you get to see whenever you scout them, you watch them on film. You know, they do things that we don't do. We do things that they don't do, just like any other team is. But you do notice that what they do is their formula for success. And we got to have a formula for success, and we got to trust in our formula for success just as much as we see a team like that trust in their formula. That's what happened to them. They played a team that has spent many end of the year state championship games in the Superdome in Louisiana. It was a 1A school, but they've been in the Superdome a lot, and that's Oak Grove over there. And they had their formula, but you saw one team battle to the other. They stayed true to what they did, and they ended up prevailing. You know, they played in a 1A school that didn't have a whole bunch of the numbers, and you know, they have almost 80 kids, you know, on their roster. But even that being said, Coach Moore, he just runs a highly successful program, and he does it the right way.
Is there a system that you've seen before? What does it mirror in terms of who you've played in the past? Who does it remind you of?
Offensively, it seems to be everybody's offense now, which is it's a hybrid that in high school you still got to have the ability to run the ball, to control ball games when you want to, but if you do it the right way, you could spend just as much time, you know, throwing it around. The one game that they've actually had one regular season game and one jamboree, and in the regular season game they were 66% pass, they were 33% run out of it. Now, like you said, they were down early and they had to come back, so that might have lent to a few more passes than not. But they run a passing game the way you see a lot of spread teams run passing games, which is they use screens, they use bubble screens, they use slip screens, they use swings out of the backfield, they use these short passes, which is essentially a run game, but it's just a different way of delivering these easy receptions. And what we did is we have a strategy to handle that. We've had a strategy that I've had employed in some things that I've done here and before that is tried and true to try to take, like you would maybe want to take away a run game.
Yeah.
Well, that's essentially a run game. We need to try to take that away, and that's a strategy that we want to have, and we still got to respect it. They still threw the ball down the field, 20%, 25% of the time of their throws. A fourth of their throws were still down the field. A few more than a fourth was the type of either slip screens or bubble screens or back out screens, and getting some nice easy completion. So we got to focus just as much on that. And then they were middle of the field, medium, just as much. They do everything the right way. They have a running game that they trust in, and we just have to have that identity of what we want to do. Defensively, they're a 4-3, which basically is a defense that you run that's very good at combating the spread, because they run the spread, that's what they're going to run, is something that they know combats the spread as much. So they spend some time in a true too high safety look, in a true quarters look, and they fly around to the football defensively.
We talked last week about not having to fire up your guys because you knew it was a big rival. Was it the same this week, even though it was a tough loss against Warren Central, playing at home on this new turf, and the start of a lot of good things here at Memorial Stadium?
It's just the start of this getting here. I think that's been something that's kind of been on everybody's mind. It's just the fact that this was not just our first week playing the game. This was our first week of getting on our field to practice. I think that has been an uplift for everybody, and gives us that type of energy, that type of spike of energy that we're looking for. But even other than that, I think we honestly, as a whole, really felt like we did not show our true selves. Or at least we didn't show the people the selves that we want to be. Yeah. We didn't show the team that we want to be. And something I always talk to the kids about is, hey, why don't you try being the best version of yourself at a practice? Why don't we try being the best version of ourselves in the school building? At a game, let's go out there and try being the best versions of ourselves and compete at the highest level and putting everything on the line and not holding anything back just because it's an excuse to not have success. Let's just put everything on the line and see if we can have success. And I think we are kind of chomping at the bits to show that that's something that we could do. That hey, this is a very good team. This is a team that's like I said before, they're used to winning. It's what they do. It's it's not a fluke. It wasn't a fluke last week when they were down. They came back to win. It's what they do. It shows in their record. It shows in how they compete in playoffs. So why not take that opportunity to go play a team like that and see if we can scratch out something, and see if we can battle, and see if we can make plays on a team that knows how to make plays. And if we do, wow, 2-2 going into district, 2-2 beating a team that's well coached up, that does things full speed. That would be a huge advantage just going into our off break and going into district.
I'm sure you talk about this often. I'm sure you tell these young student athletes, just leave it on the field and just let the results speak for themselves. If you lay it out there and leave everything you've got out there, that's all as a coach you can ask for.
Absolutely, and like I said before, because I don't want to sound like I'm chastising my players, because I'm not, because I love each and every one of them, but I would never ask them anything that I wouldn't ask for myself or my coaches. And I think we're taking this as an advantage to possibly go do the same thing. There's a situation maybe in the couple losses that we have this year that we kept from being ourselves. And with the emotion that we need to have, with the fire and desire that we need to have, and for whatever reasons we were doing it, it goes back to what you just said. If it's something that I'm going to ask that player to do, if I'm going to ask that player to, don't reserve anything, don't hold anything back. See, here's the deal, like I said a minute ago, most times when people's holding things back, they're not holding things back because they're lazy. Not by this time. They're holding things back because they're scared if they were to put their very best out there and still get beat, then that's a telltale on their worth.
Yeah.
When it's not. The telltale is, are you willing to put everything out there? However the game ends up falling, are you willing to commit and put everything out there and lay it on the line and be able to say, hey, I was good enough, or maybe I wasn't good enough, but I still committed. That's when you got the kids playing for you. That's when you got the kids committed to wanting to do everything for each other, not just for themselves.
How important would it be to get a win here at home with the new field and a bye week next week? All the dynamics.
Just to know that self, it'd be a confirmation. I tell these guys each and every week, you are good enough. You are good enough. It's not a question. It's us putting it together. It's us laying it on the line and everybody going in the same directions 100%. And here's the deal. When we win, if we win, however we win, it's going to happen against a really good team. So the benefit will be, we know we can win when that happens, because it wouldn't be a fluke. We're not going to win on a fluke. All right, we're going to, it's every team we've played, to be honest with you, in our pre-district. We're not going to win any of those teams on a fluke. We're going to win against those teams because we were good enough. And I think we're good enough. And when we get a chance to play them and we do have success, then it would just be affirmation to us as a team, to our school, to our community, to our players in and of themselves, that, we're good enough to go do this with anybody we want to go do it with for the rest of the year.
I'm fired up. I'm ready. You ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Let's go get them.
Appreciate it. Thank
Coach
you.
Hughes
Go
joining
Gators.
us here. Pregame show. Glad you can join us. Kickoff coming up. Cammie May will join me. Let's get it kicked off in 60 seconds. All right, Reagan will kick it off. The Gators from your left to right here to start this game, Cammie. And special teams, let's see if the Gators can really pin back this Tiger team.
Yeah, we're going to have to see the Gators make big plays on all phases of the field, special teams, defense, and offense, to keep the Tigers out of the end zone and put points on the board.
Glad to be back at Memorial Stadium. Here's the kick return from the 7-yard line to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, all the way outside the 35 to the 37. A 30-yard return.
7-yard line where they
So a 30-yard return, first down and 10, and you look at special teams. That was Evan Cole, the wide receiver, with a 30-yard kickoff return from the 7 to the 37, and that's where the Tigers will have it, first down and 10. And you look at this quarterback, Clint Lassiter. At quarterback, and they run the football straight downhill, and a first down run by Cameron Barnett, the ball carrier, a gain of 13. So they're running it straight downhill, Cammy. First play, first down. Barnett with the first down carry here, and they go back to the run, a gain of 5 or 6, and there's really no mistake about what this team does. We see another back. It's Artis Cole with the carry here.
We're already seeing the last few plays here have all been run plays, which are surprising since this is a majority passing team, but the run is working for the Tigers right now.
Lassiter looks, throws a flanker screen, caught to the 40, close to the first down, and Malik Antoine, the receiver, and that's close to the first down, but it'll bring up third down and 2. Malik Antoine with the catch, third down and short, and they're at the 39. They need to get just inside the 37, so third and a long 2 coming up here. Barnett in the backfield. Here's Barnett with the carry, left side, and it's a first down. Needed 2, got 7. So this drive continues, Cameron. It started at the 37.
Well, you never want the defense on the field too long, and they've already ran down the defense. We're already on the in here Gator territory, so not good start for the Gators defense.
So from that 37, they're at the Gators 34. We played a minute and a half of this first quarter scoreless. Max protection here for quarterback Clint Lassiter. Barnett out in motion, and here's Barnett with the catch to the 30. And he's dragged down for a gain of about 8.
Pass is complete to number 34, Barnett of the Tigers.
So Barnett inside the 30. They mark him down at the 26. So a gain of 8, second down and 2. 2 minutes into this first quarter. Well, so far, it's been all Tigers here. They have trips to the left. Barnett in the backfield. Lassiter out of the shotgun. And now here's another screen, caught to the 30, steps out of 2 tackles, down the sideline to the 20, to the 15, 10, and pushed inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. And Antoine again picks up the first down, a gain of 28.
Watching some highlights, Antoine is a favorite target of Lassiter, so we may be saying his name a lot tonight. Gators need to do a good job of not giving him that option to throw to.
Cole and Antoine to the right. Barnett in the backfield. Lassiter, Barnett trying to bounce it to the outside of the 5. Lowers his shoulder and still driving. And Barnett just a short gain of 2 to the 5. Second down and goal from the 5. This drive started at the 37-yard line after a 30-yard kickoff return. Vicksburg won the toss, deferred to the second half. So the Tigers came here in the red zone, second down and goal.
I liked that defensive stop there, not letting Barnett just run straight through him. Gators seemed strong there on that last play.
We approach 9 minutes left here in this first quarter. They kind of spread the Gators out defensively. Second down and goal. Antoine, they get it inside. Then it's spun around, and he's dropped to the 2.
Again, a nice defensive stop there by the Gators. Keeping them out of that end zone is what they're going to have to do.
They mark them actually at the 3.5, so Cammy, third down and goal from the 3.5 with 8:49 left in the first quarter. Let's see if Vicksburg's D gets off the field here and holds his team to a field goal attempt. Third down and goal coming up.
Well, let's hope so. I think that was, 3 back-to-back runs, so maybe look for a throw here. Don't give them any options.
Arthur Hall in the backfield on third down. Here's Hall. Hall driving. Hall stops short at the 2.
Number 25, handoff to Hall.
So to bring up 4th down, a good stop by the Gators.
Amazing stop, yeah.
Will they have to defend this one more time? I don't see the field goal unit on the field.
4th down, Tigers.
4th down and goal. Looks like they're going to go for it here, it appears. Yes, I don't see a kicker. I don't see a holder. And I think they're going to bring in max personnel, the jumbo package, 4th and goal from the, make it the 3-yard line. So 4th down and goal. As you have Barnett in the backfield, play clock at 16. They're going to go for it here on this near hash. 4th down and goal from the 3-yard line. Quarterback rolling, throws, caught, touchdown. Touchdown, just dropped it off to Antwine from 4 yards out, and that completes a 63-yard drive.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Malik Antwine with a touchdown catch of 4 yards, completing a 63-yard drive. And the Tigers, Cammy, march right down the field, convert a 4th down, and lead 6-0.
Not a way to start for the Gators defense, but they could be very proud of some stops that they got there. Keeping them out of the end zone is what they needed to do. Ultimately, it ended up in a touchdown on a pass, but I liked how the defense played in stopping the runs. That was nice.
We'll take a break. 7:43 left in the first. 7-0 Tigers over the Gators here in the home opener here at Vicksburg High. Back in 60 seconds on AM 1490 and 107.7.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
You don't want to go 3 and out here. Give the defense time to rest, get some water in them, get rested, and be out and ready to go.
All right, 1st down. Phillips to the left of quarterback Shakari Reagan. The inside handoff. Here's Phillips on the trap play to the 30. Bounces it to the outside, 35-yard line. Pickup of 11. Nice start for the Gators.
Great start for the Gators. Great job, Cedric Phillips. I wish he would have kept running. I think he could have got a little bit more yards if he kept his feet moving, but ultimately ended up in a 1st down, so great job.
So, first play of the game, a gain of 11. So, 1st down for Vicksburg. At the 34, a 3-step drop and a pass is high, incomplete, intended for McAlpin. 2nd down and 10.
Defensive end there for the Tigers came around the end and got in Shakori's face. We don't need that. Offensive line needs to hold that, give Shakori time to find his man, find an open man, and complete the pass.
2nd down and 10. Gators are down 7-0. 2nd down and 10. And on 2nd down, there is Reagan with the carry. And Shakori Reagan, 14-yard keeper and a 1st down.
And drug him. I mean, he had some room, made a play and then drug the Tigers defender with him. So that was nice by Corey Reagan. Great run.
This drive started at the 24-yard line. Gators approaching midfield, down 7-0 with 7 to play in the first quarter. And now we have a whistle, offsides on the defense. So it'll bring up first down and 5. The defense lined up in the neutral zone, so 1st and 5 for the Gators, and that gives you all kinds of options. Reagan, Phillips, you have all kinds of opportunities here.
Yeah, I don't think that this Tiger defense is as good as the offense. So this could be really good for the Gators to put some points on the board.
So Vicksburg down 7-0, 1st and 5 from the 45. Reagan out of the shotgun. Here's an inside trap play, and Phillips for the first down run to the 35, to the 30, and goes out of bounds. We have a flag down. This is going to be a hold here against the Gators. Well, penalties hurt Vicksburg's cause the other night, Cammie, and I think that on that inside trap play just got a little bit too engaged in the holds coming up here against Vicksburg.
Yeah, sometimes holds aren't even necessary. I mean, when they've got a hole and they can find a way to move the ball down the field, holds aren't really that necessary. So let's see what these penalties are.
7-0, the Gators trail. 6.5 left here in this first quarter. Gators won the toss, defer to the second half. Tigers got the ball at the 37, march right down the field on a 4th and goal from the Gators 4. R.J. Moore, a 4-yard touchdown catch from quarterback Clint Lassiter. And with the PAT, 7-0. The Tigers with the lead, but the Gators are pushed back to their 45-yard line. Loss of 5 on that play, 10 yards from the spot. So to bring up first and 15.
So they got a penalty against the Tigers that moved the ball, and now just moved them back. It's like 2 steps forward and 3 steps back for the Gators.
Yeah, it was 1st and 5, now 1st and 15 with the 10-yard penalty. Phillips goes out in a slot to the right side, 3 receivers left, 3-step drop, throws, back shoulder throw, caught by Phillips, turns it up the field and pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Number 2, Cedric.
That's about a 10-yard gain, 2nd down and 5. So Gators get nice chunks of yards here with 6:15 left in the first quarter.
Well, you know, we don't always give offensive linemen their props, but I'm liking what the offensive line is doing against this Tigers defense. They're holding them, giving Shakori time to find a man, find his place. So I'm impressed with the offensive line for the Gators.
All right, 2nd down. Charles Edmond, Cammie May here. The Gators come out with 3 receivers, 2 right, 1 left. Phillips in the backfield. Reagan out of the shotgun. They fake the handoff. Reagan will keep it up the middle. Reagan plowing forward, gets about a yard to the 44. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Gators. So we approach the heat timeout, and it's definitely needed in this 92-degree heat. And there it is. You hear the whistle. Heat timeout coming up with 5:58 left in the first quarter. 7-0, the Gators trail. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this timeout here on AM 1490 and 107.7 FM.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
All right, 3rd down and 4 as we resume action on 3rd down. Here's Reagan, will keep it, bounces to the outside, 1st down to the 40, to the 35. There he goes, to the 20, to the 15, and down to the 14-yard line, a gain of 20.
Amazing run there by Reagan. You know, not a normal quarterback that we have. He's had to fill some big shoes, but he's adjusting well in this game.
This drive started at the 24, and here come the Gators trying to respond here with 5:47 left in the first. A 20-yard gain. They really honed in on Phillips and Reagan with a 20-yard gain. They're in the red zone at the 14 with 5:38 left in the first quarter. The Tigers of Benton, Louisiana, with a 7-0 lead over the Gators here in the home opener in the newly renovated Memorial Stadium, and a timeout taken by Coach Moore and the Benton Tigers. That sends us to a break with 5:27 left in the first quarter. Benton 7, Vicksburg nothing. Back in a minute on AM 1490 and 107.7. So a timeout taken on defense, and here's a pass caught to the 15-yard line and tackled immediately. The catch is made by McAlpin. McAlpin with the catch there, Kevin.
Just a little dunk pass there, not much yardage. It was met right there at the line by the Tigers defense.
All right, so loss of a yard has been all Reagan and Phillips so far. So McAlpin, a loss of a yard, second down and 11. Reagan flushed out to his right, dances, rolling, trying to turn that field and was dragged down at the 15. So to bring up third down and about 11 coming up for the Gators.
Yeah, this is going to be a big third down for the Gators. If they're going to try to put some points on the board, it needs to be right here.
Third down coming up. Third down and 11. Third and 11 coming up. Third down and long. Let's see if the Gators here, this may be 4-down territory. On third down and 11. Reagan out of the shotgun with Phillips to his right. He'll keep it. Reagan to the 15, to the 10. Still driving inside the 10, inside the 5. Close to the first down.
He's close.
And we'll see here as this.
See the fourth down marker pull up, I think. Yeah, it's fourth down.
Fourth down.
He's close, though.
Fourth down in inches. Fourth down and short. Gators are going to go forward like Benton did. So fourth down and short here. I formation here on fourth down with Scott in the backfield as well as Phillips. Here's Phillips. Phillips spun around. He's dropped. He didn't get it. He lost a yard. So the Gators drive stalls at the 6-yard line.
And that's unfortunate. I mean, ultimately we wanted to see points go on the board for the Gators. I think this may become a high-scoring game. Gators moved the ball well on the Tigers' defense, and the Tigers' offense moved the ball well on the Gators' defense. So I think we could see a lot of points on the board on both sides tonight.
All right, so the Gators turn it over on downs with 2:59 left in the first quarter, and they go back to the run here, running the football, and boy, this team just continues to run it downhill on this first down play. You know, it's a huge situation where you get a lot of runners. Justin Johnson, and we talked about him in the pregame. So Justin Johnson with the run pass on the edge is caught, hit as the ball's fumbled. Gators pick it up and a touchdown. Are they going to rule it incomplete?
Yeah, I see a referee over there saying incomplete. I think he had control of the ball.
Tiger pass is incomplete.
Did he have possession?
I was thinking so, but referee says otherwise, and that's why I'm paid to stay up here and not all referee.
Third down and short.
Number 8, Lawrence Sullivan.
So they rule it incomplete, 3rd and 3 with 2:29 left in the first quarter. Gators are down 7-0, 3rd down and short. I'll tell you what, the Gators defense, Cammie, all year, what we've seen, how they've been very physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're tough. I mean, that's the Gator pride that they always have had.
Lassiter on 3rd down, and they go back to the run. A 1st down run and a missed tackle, and a big run here by Barnett. Needed a couple, got 16 and a 1st down.
Making the tackle.
You know, last year the story of the season was missed tackle after missed tackle after missed tackle, but this year we've seen a little bit better. Oh, there's a flag on the play there, Charles.
It's coming back, a hold. Must have been in the line. The flag is thrown kind of at the line or close to the line of scrimmage, so you would imagine it is a hold, and that'll push the Benton Tigers back inside their 15-yard line. They'll mark them at around the 10. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 or 7 here. 3rd and 7 with 2:21 left in the first quarter. So instead of the 1st down, it's 3rd down and 7 for Clint Lassiter. He's back to pass in his end zone. They slob the screen. This is a catch to the 10-yard line. Missed tackle to the 16-yard line. And it's going to be close to the 1st down.
Close. Yep, he got it, I think.
Screen pass to number 23, Johnson.
There's the motion. Referee says he did, in fact, get that 1st down.
Justin Johnson with the catch, and it's a 1st down for the Tigers with exactly 2 to play in this first quarter. Second drive for the Tigers. They went 63 yards, and the Gators drive stalled on the 4th down and 1 from the 15 of the Tigers. Lassiter out of the shotgun with 8 on the play clock. Lassiter, a high fade, and it's incomplete. Went right through the hands of Antwine, Malik Antwine.
Number 6, Antwine.
2nd down and 10 with 94 seconds left in this first quarter.
Depending on the play, Gators number 19, Lionel Burrows.
2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10. With 1:34 left in the first quarter. Gators are down 7-0. 2nd down and 10. Senior quarterback Clint Lassiter on 2nd down. Just a straight run, just playing it honest. Just running it straight downhill. I mean, there's no secret in terms of what's going on now. Justin Johnson with the carry for a yard. And we have an injured Tiger.
Yeah, he went down pretty awkwardly, so we hope that he's not too hurt, but he does seem very upset and in a lot of pain.
Well, I'll take us to a break here with 1:24 left in the first quarter. Gators are down 7-0 to the Tigers of Benton out of Benton, Louisiana. We'll take a break. Back in 1 minute on News Talk 1490 AM and 107.7 FM.
I think Tigers fans wanted a pass interference call there, but did not get it. Saw a lot of contact, but it was not enough for a flag.
Fourth down. And a situation here where the Gators will try to punt. The snap, and is almost blocked with a minute left in the first quarter. Takes a sideways roll, and on this turf, looked like it was going to go out of bounds. Took a right turn and down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Gator 36, 37-yard line where they take over first and 10.
First down and 10.
I think that was a good showing there by the Gators defense. Didn't let them move the ball as much as they did in the last set of downs. So great job there by Gators defense. Now it's time for the offense to come on out and move the ball and put some points on the board.
First down and 10 with 55 seconds left in this first quarter. As we wrap up this first quarter, first down and 10. On first down. And now here's Shakori Reagan plowing to the 45-yard line.
Reagan on the keeper.
I think that the Tigers practiced this week on stopping Cedric Phillips, but they didn't practice as much as stopping Shakori Reagan. Shakori Reagan's been running all over them tonight, as we've seen.
Yeah, the Gators have done a nice job in terms of running the football. Second down. Second down and a couple with 15 seconds left. The Gators do not have to run another play here on second down. And Reagan's going to lob this one long and deep, and this ball is incomplete. Intended for McAlpin.
We said, go ahead.
That's intended for number 4, DeAndre McAlpin.
And that's the end of the quarter there.
So that'll take us to a timeout here. Timeout on the field, 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. The Gators, here in this game, we're down 7-0. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back after this on News Talk 1490 and 107.7 FM. Find themselves in a 7-0 situation, and they blow the whistle here as we're underway in this second quarter.
Quarterback Shakori Reagan on the keeper.
Shakori Reagan
On the stop. Brings up
on the keeper. Fourth down coming up here. Fourth down and short, Cammie. They could not convert one fourth down. They're at midfield. And what do you expect here?
Well, it looks like they're going for it, trying to convert again on the fourth down, and let's hope it doesn't happen to be a turnover on downs, but let's see.
Fourth down. Here's Phillips with the first down run to the 50, 45, down the sideline. Phillips to the 20, to the 10, touchdown. Phillips, no flags, 53 yards.
Nice job.
53-yard run right there, Cammie. That was a nice job on 4th down and a couple. 53-yard run, and the Gators are a PAT away from tying it up.
Yeah, Phillips did a great job getting around the end and tiptoeing right down the sideline into the end zone. Wonderful job, Gators, and great job to Cedric Phillips on that run.
7-6 our score. 11:02 left. And the PAT is up and it's no good. So we'll take a break right here with the score 7-6. The Tigers with the lead. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this timeout here on News Talk 1490 and 107.7 FM. I'm gonna try to restart it. I don't know what happened.
Talk through here.
All right, so as we continue after the kickoff, the PAT no good, and a good play by Cedric Phillips in a nice run there, Cammie.
Yeah, great job there by Cedric Phillips. It's exactly what the Gators needed. They needed some confidence. They needed to put points on the board, and that's what he did in that Cedric Phillips run. Great job.
Our score is 7-6, and they go back to the run here, and here's a big play down the sideline to the 30. Missed tackle, a stiff arm, and it's going to be a touchdown. 70 yards. Antoine for 70 yards out, and just like that, 7-6 game now, 13-6, Cammie, and a big play for the Tigers.
Yeah, and during the Oak Grove game, the highlights, Antoine was a favorite target there by Lassiter, and we're seeing him become a favorite target once again here tonight. It was a good play there, and they answered back, but hopefully the Gators can answer right back on this next drive.
So our score is 7-6, now 13-6. Our score with 10:44 left, snapback ball down, kick is up, and it's good. So the score is 14-6, our score. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on News Talk 1490 and 107.7 FM.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Welcome back. We are live here at Vicksburg High, and it's a 14-6 game. And Cedric Phillips on the return out to the 23-yard line.
Returning the kickoff for the Gators, Cedric Phillips.
So Cedric Phillips all the way out to the 23, 24-yard line, and that's where, Cammie, the Gators will get the football and an opportunity for Vicksburg in this game. They were down 7-0, 7-6, now 14-6.
And it's an opportunity that the Gators need desperately. Tigers answered right back with a touchdown. So it's time for the Gators to answer right back too. We've seen that the Tigers defense aren't as strong as their offense, so it's time for the Gators to start playing.
All right, first down for the Gators. And they go back to the run. Phillips bounces to the outside, Phillips to the 40, 45, and goes out of bounds around the 43-yard line. So Cedric Phillips with the run here. So it's first down for the Gators. Don't forget, at halftime, we will talk with Stacy Sizemore. He'll join us.
And I'm excited about that halftime. Sizemore is someone who came with Coach Hughes when he was, I think, in Texas and was a previous Gator on his staff when he was here. So they followed each other, they know each other, and I think that this is going to be a great thing.
Against the Gators.
Personal foul against the Gators, and that will push them back. Was that big run that time by Phillips. I wonder what happened there. Probably way back upfield beyond the line of scrimmage. 10:26 left. Reagan's pass incomplete. So Shakori Reagan, talk about the job that he's done so far. He's had some nice runs, and that time Smith the intended target.
Yeah, I mean, the Tigers defense hasn't been able to stop Reagan most of the night. His throws haven't been as accurate as his run game has been, but I hope to see the passing game improve as the night goes on.
10:19 left here in this first half. Gators are down 14-6. Play action for Reagan. A little check down, and this is a catch down to the 20-yard line. 10-11 left.
Complete to number 6, Zion Scott.
So you look at Scott and a nice catch on the far sideline. It'll bring up third down at about 15. So Cammie, an opportunity here to continue the drive.
Let's hope so. I mean, the defense have been on the field a lot, so I hope that the offense can continue to play as the field opens up and ultimately can put some points on the board.
10-11 left, third down and long. Reagan back to pass, flush to his left. They set up the screen. Phillips trying to make a man miss and cannot.
Pass is complete to number 2.
They had the screen set up, and Phillips was gang tackled.
Tigers number 25, Hall.
Back at the 18-yard line. So to bring up fourth down and 15. With 9:43 left.
Brings up a fourth down Gators punting situation.
4th and 15 here with 9:33 and counting left in the first half. So punting situation here for Vicksburg. And now we've got a false start against the Gators. And the penalties, Cammie, that's something that's hard to deal with here as you try to make a run here and you're down by 8.
Yeah, I mean, penalties is something you definitely do not need, especially when you're playing behind here. But penalties have been the name of the game for this Gators team. We've seen it in this game. We've seen it against the Velma Jackson team as well. And then we saw it against Warren Central last week. So if the Gators want to get the ball moving, penalties is not the way to do that.
All right, let's see here on 4th down and long. 4th down and 18, high snap and the kick. Low kick, going to be returned from the 45 to midfield. 45, 40, 35 to the 30, to the 20, 15 to the 10, and bumped out of bounds inside the 10 to the 3-yard line. 52-yard punt return, and we talked about special teams, and we'll be talking with Coach Sizemore at halftime about the special teams.
And I think was that Antoine again? I mean, we've said his name a lot tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if that was him, but I'm not quite sure who that was running the ball, but tough break for the Gators.
All right, so it's 1st down and goal, 14-6. And we're going to have a timeout taken here by the Gators defense. So we'll take it with them with 8:53 left in this first half. 14-6, Benton over Vicksburg High. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back after this on News Talk 1490 and 107.7 FM.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Moments ago.
Number 55, Shardes Taylor.
So Barnett on a 2nd down play, short of the goal line. Well, this Benton team can move the football in a lot of ways. They've got a lot of decent skill position players on 2nd down. Quarterback will keep it, gets the edge, touchdown, lowers the shoulder, and a touchdown. But it's coming back, holding against the Tigers with 8:16 left, Cammie. That was a touchdown, but a hold probably on the inside to seal that inside, and that's why quarterback bounced it to the outside.
Well, as much as we've seen penalties call some touchdowns back, it's nice to see we're not the only ones that was called back there by a penalty, and that it was good, was great for the Gators defense to have a second chance to put up a stop and put the offense back on the field and put some points on the board.
8:16 left here in this first half. And they're pushed back to the 15-yard line. On 2nd down, here's a post wide open, it's a touchdown. Wide open touchdown on the post. And Benton adds to their lead on the touchdown reception. Looks like Cassidy with the touchdown.
And that's what you can't do. You can't leave players open on a team that relies so much on the pass game. And he was wide open. No man, no defender on him at all.
20-6 with 7:59 left. High snap, ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So the score is 21-6. Benton with 7:59 left in the first half. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back after this on News Talk 1490 and 107.7 FM.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Gators will have the football at the 30-yard line with 7:52 left. And Cammie, this is an important part in the game. It's 21-6 right now, and this game can get away from you in a hurry if Benton scores again. You get a score, and you're right back in it, but you can't afford to go down 27 or 28-6 at this point. An important part of the game here with 7:50 left in the second quarter.
You're exactly right. It's hot. The sun's down, but it's still warm. We heard Coach Hughes talk about how hot it is on the field with the turf. So you don't want to get behind. You don't want to get gassed here in the first half. So you got to stop them, and you got to put points on the board and go in the halftime confident.
All right, first down for Reagan. Phillips to his left. Reagan rolling to his left, rolling, throws high, incomplete. He was being chased and being pressured, and he was hit.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up a
I tell you what, I have to give Reagan a lot of credit in terms of how tough he is. I mean, he can pack a punch, but he can take some contact, and he did right there.
Well, that's just Gators in general. You know, Gators are tough, and we see a lot of our guys take lots of hits through many of these games. And we saw Levi White in this position last year take lots of beatings. So I think that being a quarterback for the Vicksburg Gators, you just learn how to take hits because you're tough.
Second down and 10, quarterback keeper, and Reagan at the 30-yard line gets to the 33. Third down and 8, Cammie, coming up here as we have 7.5 minutes left here in this first half. Third and 8 coming up for Vicksburg.
Yeah, you want to extend this play a little longer. Give the defense a little bit of a break. You've still got a lot of time on the board until halftime, so you want to keep playing. You want to stay in this contest.
All right, so let's see what the Gators come up with here on third and 8 with 7:10 and counting left in the first half. Reagan back to pass, flushed out to his right, and its pass is high, incomplete. So that'll bring up fourth down and long. Pass high intended for Hicks. Fourth down. Fourth down. 7 minutes left here in this first half. Terrence Johnson, the intended target. So fourth down. You're down 21-6. You have it at your 35-yard line. You have to kick it here. And here comes Smith on for the Gators. Standing at his 21-yard line. The lob snap and the quick kick. Going to be a short kick and kicked out of bounds around midfield with 6:56 left. And that's where they'll have it, at midfield.
Looks like it could have been partially blocked as well.
Well, right now, Benton winning the field position battle here, Cammie.
Yeah, they're winning a lot right now. They're winning the field position. They're winning the game with points on the board, and it's unfortunate right now for the Gators. The defense have had to come up big throughout this entire game, and I was hoping that they could extend the play a little bit longer with the offense on the field, but ultimately you've got a gas defense now back on the field having to stop a very powerful offense that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, first down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Their own 47 as the Gators are down 21-6. This game kind of like the Warren Central game where, you know, we started slow, but we made it a one-point game, missed the PAT, but then a couple of scores in a row for Benton. So first down and 10, 21-6. Gators move, they get back. Play clock at 10. And there's a roll, a sprint out, make it bootleg. It's going to lob this one deep, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cole, Artis Cole, the intended receiver, and he was wide open, and the quarterback Lassiter overshot him.
Flag as well on the field there. Thinking it may be a holding. Yep, and that's exactly what it is, holding on the Tigers.
So I'll push them back with 6:50 left in the first half. The Gators in this game are down 21-6 here in their home opener.
Tigers.
And I'll push them back inside their 35. I'm going to bring up first down and long. Lassiter back to pass. Looks going to lob this one on the post, and this ball is knocked away. Good D there on the knockaway. They tried the post. They're trying to throw it over the top of the defense, Cammie.
Yeah, and great defense there by the Gators. Swatted down. We know that they rely on this pass game to move the ball down the field, and that was a big throw there by Lassiter, the quarterback for the Tigers, and he didn't get it. Great defense there. I think that was Marvin Martin, and we've said his name a lot on the defensive side of the ball.
Cole, the intended target, 6.5 minutes left in this first half. 21-6 our score. Gators trail. Lassiter. Well, they were running it downhill. Now they're trying to stretch the field, and this is caught to the 43-yard line. Oh, a flag out at the end, and we're going to have, I think, a pin on sportsmanlike. There's some talking and whatever going on, and I think it's going to be against the Gators. Hope frustration's not setting in here. The referee's talking with the Tigers, so you would assume this penalty is against the Gators. Dead ball and sportsmanlike, it appears, with 6:26 left in the first half. Personal foul. Oh, it's going to be offsetting penalties. Well, apparently one of the Tigers said something and the Gators responded, and the official saw both, so we'll do it again. Now the referees are getting together to try to determine how to mark this off.
Offsetting penalties, repeat, second down.
They'll reset it, second down. Ball's at the 42-yard line. And they need to get to the 42. So second down and 16 coming up here with 6:26 left in the first half. Well, last week we had a 25-minute first quarter. We had an hour first half last week against Warren Central. Not going to have that here. A little bit longer than that. So the officials are going to try to get this marked off properly. We should be a do-over here with 6:26 left in the first half. So they'll mark this back, actually. So they'll mark it back to the 29. And now there's a issue with the spot. The Tigers head coach thinks it should be back at the 33. And there's an issue with the spot with 6:26 left in the first half. The Gators are down 21-6 here at home against Benton, Louisiana. It's outside of Shreveport. Cam, you did the distance. How far of a drive is it?
It's 2 hours and 39 minutes from Vicksburg, and their fans traveled well. We see them across the way, and they've got a full stand over there.
It's 2.5 hours. You would imagine that it's probably 3 hours. All right, so they're going to mark the ball back to the 29-yard line. So it's second down, let's see, 21, and you could tack on 7. So second down and 28. On second down, Lassiter looks, throws on the post, and it's going to be incomplete on the post. So that'll bring up third down and long.
Yeah, way over the head of his intended receiver.
All right, so Cammie, this is a huge play right here. I think third down and long, 6:21 left. you have a chance maybe to flip the field a little bit?
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, I'd love to have some confidence going into the locker room here at halftime for the Gators. That's exactly what they need. You know, we said it against Warren Central, and then it didn't happen that way. Vikings got a touchdown right there, just seconds before going into halftime. But I think that the Gators have the Tigers pinned back here. They're way behind the chains, so let's see what happens.
On third down, Lassiter being chased. Lassiter dragged down. Lassiter dragged down from behind, and a nice play
Sacked by the Gators,
from
number
behind
34,
Douglas
Deshaun Douglas.
with the sack. Well, good hustle by Deshaun Douglas tracking him down.
Yeah, we've seen Deshaun Douglas have many good games. We've said his name a lot so far this season, and he's a senior this year. So we're definitely going to miss him, but enjoy seeing him play this year.
And that'll take us to the heat timeout with 5:52 left here in this second quarter. The Gators are down 21-6 at home to Benton, Louisiana. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this timeout here on 1490 AM and 107.7 FM.
$500.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Down. The snap and the kick. And it's going to be returned by Phillips to the 50-yard line and brought down at the 49.
Returning the punt for the Gators, number 2, Cedric Phillips.
Couldn't find a hole there for Phillips,
Gators
but
take over
they've got
first
some
and
good
10.
field position here for this drive. I'm super excited to see what the Gators offense can make of this field position.
I think this is, again, Cammie, we're at a point in this game in which you can't afford to fall any further behind here.
Oh, yeah, I agree. With 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in this first half, with Gators having the ball, they're going to need to put some points on the board before they go into halftime to stay in this contest.
All right, first down and 10. And now quarterback Reagan will keep it and is brought down at the 45-yard line.
And I think that was a busted play there. Cedric was looking for the ball. Reagan didn't keep it. Reagan didn't hand it off. He wound up keeping it. So I think that may have been a busted play and resulted in no gain there for the Gators.
All right, I'll bring up second down and 13 with 5 minutes left here in this first half. 21-6 our score, second down and 13. And now flags fly. I wonder do they move as Reagan picks up 5, but they let the play continue. Could it be offsides on the defense here?
Gators, Shakori Reagan on the keeper, flag on the play.
The play continued. So could it be on the defense? No, it's against the offense. So it'll bring up second down and 20. As the Gators are pushed back 5, 4:51 left here in this first half. (21-6) our score. So the Gators are pushed back to the 40-yard line. Make it second down, Cammie, and 19, and they're behind the chains here.
Yeah, not what you needed right here before halftime. You don't ever want to be behind the chains, especially when you're behind in the game.
On the second down play, here's Phillips to the 50, 45 to the 40, and lowers his shoulders to first down. Picked up 20.
Well, that was really good there by Cedric Phillips. He came around the edge, found a hole, and it was a first down. Great job there by Cedric Phillips.
4:38 left here in the first half. So the Gators are on the march at the 39-yard line. Well, the Gators down 21-6 have a chance to get some points here. Corey Reagan as they scan to the right here. On first down. 1st and 10 with Phillips to his left. 4:38 left, play clock at 7. Phillips now lines up as a receiver to the left. Empty set, and now Reagan will keep it. Reagan, good hard run to the 32-yard line. A gain of 7. 4.5 minutes left, second down and 3.
So not only did Shaquori Reagan make a good run, but his running back threw a block for him. So that was really nice to see Shaquori get through, but only because of that running back block. So great job there by Cedric Phillips and Shaquori Reagan on that play.
Second down and 3 as we approach 4 minutes left here in this first half. 21-6 our score. Gators trail. 4 to play in this first half. Reagan, draw, Phillips. Phillips with a nice hole. Phillips inside the 25. 24 and a half, and it's a first down for the Gators. 3:54 left. So the Gators in the no huddle. It would be nice to get some late points here, wouldn't it, Cammie?
Oh, yes, it definitely would be. And a huge confidence booster as the Gators go into the field house. Only going to be behind a touchdown and possibly a point if they don't go for 2. So I think that's going to be where they need to be, coming back out, the confidence they need to come back out for the second half.
3:29 left. Now Phillips, fake the handoff, will keep it, and he spun around and he goes down. And that time there wasn't much there for Phillips.
No, not much there for Phillips or Shaquori Reagan, and it looks like Shaquori was a little shaken up on that play, but he's looking to the sideline. I think he may be okay, but he was holding his hands, and that's never a good sign when your quarterback's holding their hands. But the Tigers defense, give them their props, read that play like a book.
Arthur Hall with the tackle, loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Now here's a pass for the end zone, one-on-one coverage, and this is caught. Underthrown ball. And it's caught. There's contact, flags fly. Smith
Reagan pass is completed.
with the catch.
Kevion Smith, flag on the play.
Let's see if it's pass interference against the Tigers. So it's declines on first down and goal from the 9.
Yeah, and that was exactly what the Gators coaching staff needed to do to decline that penalty. Great catch there. Was that Smith, I think?
Yes.
So, yeah, great job there by Smith receiving the ball. Underthrown ball, but still got a hand on it, even with all the contact. So, great job there by the Gators.
Empty backfield. Reagan up the middle. Reagan lunges, and Reagan, did he get in? He does. It's a touchdown. Reagan with the score with 2:25 left in the first half. So Shaquori Reagan makes it a 21-12 game.
So now it comes another coaching decision. Do you go for an extra point? And I think the other extra point was either shanked or blocked, the last touchdown that the Gators made. So do they go for 2? Do they get the extra point? We're going to find out here shortly. What do you think?
I think you still play football and kick the PAT, but I think they're going to go for 2 here. They figure they've been able to move the football well enough. You've got Phillips and the tailback in the I formation. Here is Reagan rolling to his right, and he's going to get the 2-point conversion. Oh, did he get in? He did for 2. just got in for 2. So Reagan's 2-point conversion makes it a 21-14 game.
And that is what the confidence builder is going to have for the Gators going into the locker room. They're on a high now. You can see the guys running off the field, and they're super excited about what they just did. But there's still 2 and 25 seconds left in this half. So Gators defense still has to come up strong and keep the Tigers out of the end zone. There's still time on the board for the Tigers to score.
It's going to start with a good kickoff return. Special teams has to be on alert here. With 2:25 left, well, hey, the Gators keep playing. And as you heard Coach Hughes say, it's not as bad as it seems when it was 21-6. And the Gators stuck with it to make it 21-14 with the 2-point conversion. 2:25 left till halftime. Gators 21-14 our score. 2:25 left in the first half here at Memorial Stadium at Vicksburg High. Glad you can join us here on this Friday night. 21-14 our score.
Kicking out for the Gators, number 1, Shakori Reagan.
Here is the kick, straight up the chute. And caught at the 15-yard line to the 20, down the sideline, 30, 35, all the way out close to the 40-yard line. So close to the 40-yard line is where they will have the football. So first down, Cammy, we'll see what the Gators D does with it here. It looks like we might have a penalty down the far side of the field.
Well, like I said earlier, the defense has got to come up big. There's still some time on the clock, and we've seen how explosive the Tigers' offense can be. During that first drive, moved the ball 63 yards in no time. It looks like the penalty is going to get waved off here. So maybe a good thing there for the Gators, because looked like they may have been offsides on that kickoff.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Yep, first down from the 40-yard line with 2:19 left here in this first half. Lassiter's pass low, and it's going to be a catch at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, here come the Tigers. Like I said, they move the ball really well, and it's late in the second quarter, so the defense is kind of gassed. They're looking to go into the locker room, and they need to still stay out there and play football and get some stops so they can go in the locker room.
A timeout called by Vicksburg on defense. 1:57 left. We'll take it with them. 21-14 our score. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back after this on News Talk 1490 AM and 107.7 FM.
Okay, so we drowned the fire. Yep. Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Off quarterback keeper Lassiter inside the 30-yard line to the 25. So here comes Cammie. Here comes the Tigers of Benton with an opportunity here.
Well, you can't give them a short field, and I think it was a good kickoff return there by Shakori, but they gave him the 40 yards. So.
All right, so they run it again here. There's a flag out, holding coming up here. And we'll see. I think this is a hold.
Making a stop for the
Going to
Gators,
push him
number
back.
44, Deshaun Douglas, and number 17, Eric Wesley.
So Wesley.
Flag on the play.
It looks
Holding
like
Tigers.
it's going to be a hold coming up here against the Tigers, and that will push them back. .128 left in the first half.
In football terms, a minute and 28 seconds is a lifetime. So defense has got to show up big.
1:16 left. Lassiter rolling to his left. Rolling. And he's going to be tackled and sacked all the way back
Taking the quarterback sack for the
to
Gators,
the
number 3, Chris
35.
Henderson.
Henderson brought him down. Nice play by Henderson there, Cammie.
Henderson's done a great job this season. I was really impressed with him in the Velma Jackson. He was playing in that defensive end position, and he got around that corner every single time, every snap, and got right in the quarterback's face, and he was able to get right in Lassiter's face and bring him down.
All right, so with 41 seconds left, an opportunity here. Lassiter, they set up the screen. And with the catch to the 30, lowers his shoulder and picks up a negative yards plus a yard. And with 27 seconds left, a timeout taken here by the Tigers. 27 seconds left here in this first half. And Cammie, the Gators are hanging in there. You got to give them a lot of credit for hanging tough.
Oh, yeah, I give him a lot of credit. But I also think that they need to come up big. I mean, the defense is coming over during this halftime with their hands on their hips. They're tired. They're ready for that break for halftime. And the Tigers offense aren't going to let it off easy. They've got the pedal to the metal, and they want to put some points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, 27 seconds left, Cammie, and an opportunity for the Gators to really, put themselves in a position where they can make some good things happen here. Very much in the game. 21-14. We're going to talk with Stacy Sizemore coming up at the break. All right, so you want to keep points off the board here if you're Vicksburg. All right, second, make it 3rd down and 8. And now running here on 3rd and 8 and no gain. A flag at the end. Barnett with the carry, but there's a flag, maybe a face mask.
Flag on the play.
At the end of the play, you might have got a face mask here. Yeah, personal foul, face mask against the Gators. With 22 seconds left till halftime.
Not good for already gassed defense. Having to stay out there for potentially 3 to 4 more downs is not what you want right before halftime. 22 seconds.
Against Gators.
And that puts the Tigers in position to get some late points here with 20 seconds left till halftime. Here's a little fade, and it's going to be incomplete, caught out of bounds. It was actually caught, but out of bounds with 12 seconds left till halftime.
Beautiful catch, but I think that was a good call by the referees by ruling that out of bounds. He made the catch, but it just was not in bounds.
Gators number 19, Lionel Earls, on the coverage.
Second down and 10. They could pick up a first down at the 3-yard line. On second down, Lassiter throws a bullet, incomplete. Boy, they had the hot post open.
Tiger pass is incomplete. Defending on the play, Gators number 5, Marvin Martin.
So Marvin Martin, the intended target. So that'll bring up 3rd down coming up. 3rd down here.
Yeah, Marvin Martin playing tight man-to-man coverage there, and we've seen him play that several times tonight. He's been one we've said several times.
All right, so with 9 seconds left, we have a penalty here.
Looks like it.
A hold. So a hold here, third down, or second, it should be second down and long. 9 seconds left. Remember, the Gators gave up a touchdown with 1 second left in the half last week. And a timeout taken by Vicksburg, as they didn't have the personnel on the field.
Timeout, the Gators.
We'll keep it right here with 9 seconds left, Cammie. And I think a situation where we had late points, almost a similar place on the field last week against Warren Central.
Very, very similar. I feel like this is kind of deja vu right now. We don't want the Tigers to put points on the board. We want the Gators to go into this locker room hanging their heads high and knowing that they put every effort they needed to in the first half and come out on the second half refreshed and put some more points on the board and win the game.
9 seconds left. A sack would be great.
Yeah.
What you don't want to do is let anyone get behind you. That's what you don't want.
We've seen the Gators defense come up big, and they just need to do it one more time before they have to go in the locker room.
9 seconds left till halftime. Lassiter looks, throws, and this ball is caught, and it's going to be a touchdown. No, it's going to be caught at the 1 yard line with 2 seconds left. He reached out and came up short at the 1 yard line. They mark him short at the 1 yard line. Timeout, 2 seconds left in the half.
Tiger pass is complete.
They mark it at the half-yard line.
And we've got a limping Gator coming off. It's Michael Beard limping off the field.
And another one also is coming off.
Yeah. Lawrence Sullivan.
And a timeout taken here, it appears.
So Lawrence Sullivan and Michael Beard shaking up on the play there, limping off the field.
Wow, so this is not what the doctor had ordered here. 2 seconds left in the first half.
Both injured Gators limping on their left foot, it looks like.
Boy, this is not what you want if you're a Gator fan here, giving up late points here in this first half. And we've got a timeout taken. Well, the timeout was already taken. Officials, at first he said timeout Vicksburg, then timeout Benton. But the offense of Benton's ready to go. I think the Gators might have taken the timeout on defense here. Don't forget, at the half, we're going to talk with Stacy Sizemore at the half. 2 seconds left in this half. All right, let's see if the Gators can get a stop here. They're not going to kick the field goal. They're going to try to get a touchdown here with 2 seconds left in the half. I think maybe the quarterback straight up the shoot here. Lassiter, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown.
Tigers.
Wow. As time expires, the second game in a row, the Gators give up a touchdown the final play of the first half. And just when you thought the Gators had settled this game down and maybe got a little momentum, Benton gets a late touchdown and it's 27-14. Gators will get the ball to begin the second half. Snapback ball down, kick is up, and they blow it dead. No time remaining. Dead ball procedure against Benton. 27-14, the Gators trail here in the home opener. They'll push Benton back 5 for a longer PAT attempt on what will be the final play of this first half. Well, the Gators hanging in there, but just the late points take kind of the air out of the sails, and the Gators have to regroup in the second half.
It does. It does take the air out of the sails.
Snapback ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. Gators very much in it. 2-score game, 28-14. So we'll take a timeout, 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll talk with Vicksburg High secondary coach and linebacker coach Stacy Sizemore, his second stint here in Vicksburg. We'll take a break. Gators are down at the break, 28-14. We'll be back in 2 minutes on AM 1490 and 107.7 FM.
Tonight's halftime brought to you by 601 Sports.
All right, welcome back. It's halftime here at Memorial Stadium at Vicksburg High. Glad you can join us for the home opener as your Gators taking on the Tigers of Benton High School from Benton, Louisiana. We're glad you can join us. The Gators are off next week before they get into district play. Here on the halftime show of this week, kind of get used to and talking to some of the new Gators on staff, and we're joined by Stacy Sizemore, his second stint here at Vicksburg High School. He's the linebackers coach and special teams coordinator. He's been here once before, so he knows all about the tradition and the history of Gator football. We appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
it. Just talk about the excitement here at halftime of the first home game. And we've talked with Coach Hughes about the adjustments in practice, having to go here and there to practice. But now you're finally on your home turf, and it changes everything. The routine, everything kind of accelerates.
Yes, sir, it does. And that's the biggest thing for kids to deal with is change. And once they get in that routine, you want to try to keep that routine as normal as possible. But I tell you what, it's a great atmosphere here. Brand new field. It's exciting for our kids. The new track that they're going to put around there. So, I mean, it's a great place to be, and I'm excited to be here.
And this is your second stint here, and this stadium's going to be renovated. The home side is going to be on the other side where the visitor side is. Will be the home side, new press box, video board, all that. So this stadium in the next couple of years is going to look fantastic.
It's going to be amazing, and I'm so happy for the city of Vicksburg and Vicksburg High School in general. I mean, I grew up here. I've been around Vicksburg High School football ever since I can remember. So it's really an honor and a blessing to have this type of facility here in Vicksburg High School.
How special is it dealing with Vicksburg and Vicksburg football? I'm not a Vicksburger, but I'm learning every day about this town and about the passion towards education, towards this city, towards football. Just give us a sense in terms of just how passionate Vicksburg is towards stuff here in town.
It is. It's really passionate for our fans and for our alumni. They love Vicksburg. They love Vicksburg High School football. They love Vicksburg High School. It's just, it's a great place. It was a great place to grow up. It was a great place to go to high school. And you always want to, come back and give to a place that gave you so much. And that's kind of, the reason I came back here, and it's a special place in my heart. It always has been. It's always been a dream for me to come back here. I was back here in 2007, and some things didn't work out, and I had to go back home, family things, and so I was able to get back here. Coach Hughes called me and said, "Hey, I'm getting this position. You ready to come back?" I said, "Yes, sir." So I came back. I mean, it's funny because people will say, "Why are you going back to Vicksburg?"
Yeah.
Why are you going back to Vicksburg? Because that's where I grew up. That's where my family is. That's a part of my life, a major part of my life, and I want to give back to Vicksburg High School.
So there was no hesitation?
No, sir. No, sir. Not at all. Not at all.
We're talking with Stacy Sizemore here on At the Half of Gator Football here in the home opener. So you are dealing with the linebackers and you're dealing with special teams. So let's talk special teams first, because that's a huge aspect of the game of football. Talk about how that unit is rounded out into shape here in the first part of the season.
I tell you what, we've had some ups and downs and some bumps and bruises, and but I think the main thing is we're finally getting guys in the right position to have success. I mean, that's the big thing about coaching. You always want to put kids in position to have success, where they can have success, and I think we're getting to that point. You're trying, I'm new, so I'm coming in. I'm trying to learn all the kids and learn, what their strengths and their weaknesses, and trying to help them get better, but also emphasizing their strengths as well. So that's the biggest thing from a special team standpoint. Things are moving in the right direction. We started off a little slow, but we're moving in the right direction. Our kids are working hard and they're doing everything we ask them to do every day.
Talk about some of those playmakers that you're rounding out into shape on special teams.
I tell you what, Zion has done a phenomenal job of snapping the football. We ask him to do a lot on field goals and PATs and long snap on punts, and it's difficult because we ask him to snap the ball and then also block as well. So he has to do a really good job there. And then TJ does a great job returning punts and kicks, and I mean, it's just we just have a good group of kids. It's hard to pick out one person in particular when so many kids are excited about doing special teams, and they want to be a part of it, and they understand the importance of special teams in a football game.
What's amazing to me, whether it's field goal, whether it's kickoff, punt return, whatever, there's so many things that have to line up right to have a positive special teams result.
Yeah, and that's what you try to tell them, that you can lose a game in special teams. You can, on the punt team, you can have a punt block, you can have a punt return for a touchdown. Kickoff team, you can have a kickoff return for a touchdown. They run a fake on your punt block team or your punt return team and pick up a first down. So there's so many things, like you said, there's so many things that have to line up and be perfect in order for you to have success on special teams.
And for punt and kickoff returns, you hear this phrase often, and I've thought about it, and since you deal with special teams, is it true that on kickoff and punt returns, all it takes is to make maybe 2 or 3 guys miss?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Talk about that.
Especially on the punt return team, if you can make the first guy miss, you got a pretty good chance of getting some really good yardage for the offense and bringing it back and possibly even taking it back for a touchdown. But it's that first guy. It's usually the center.
Yeah.
He usually the center will snap and go, but if you can make him miss, you've got a really good chance of returning, a punt for a touchdown. And then the kickoff as well. And when you're returning a kickoff, if you just hit it hard, full speed, you don't even have to make a cut. You can, if your guys will stay on a body, and it doesn't have to be a crushing blow, it can just kind of wall someone off or kind of screen them off, and they stick their foot in the ground and go north and south, it can be the difference in the game.
And I saw even our first all-corn USM game that I do, all-corn football,
Yes,
of course, we gave up a punt return for a touchdown. The punt returner caught it, went straight up the middle, wasn't even touched.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
about as perfect of an execution as you
sir.
can get.
Yeah, it is. And it's just a matter of putting a body on a body.
Yeah.
Your return guys, all they need is a chance, a slim chance to make one step and go. It's just like at running back. All the running back needs is a little bit of room. It doesn't have to be a pancake. It doesn't have to be anything like that, but just a little bit of room where they can make a move and go.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as a kick return and punt return.
And then you coach the linebackers as well. One of the things I noticed starting with the Jamboree and even through the first couple of games of the season, the defense, especially linebackers, are really hitting out there in space.
Yes, sir. They're doing a great job. I tell you what, Coach Hughes has done a great job of getting these kids coached up. He does a really good job of that, and it's really easy to come into a situation where the kids have already been coached up. They've done a phenomenal job there, and one thing that makes it so easy, and like you said, they're really making plays in space and is they spend a lot of time tackling. To be good at something, you have to spend time at it. And so they spend a lot of time tackling. They spend a lot of time of what we call GOBs, getting off blocks. We spend a lot of time in pursuit drill. So I mean that's really, if you're strong fundamentally, you can do those things. You can run any kind of scheme on defense you want. If you're strong fundamentally, then you can run that. So I mean, like I said, we spend time tackling, teaching them how to tackle correctly, teaching them how to get off blocks, teaching them how to run to the football and take the right angles to the football. And all those kids that we have in there have done a really good job of that, of being of accepting coaching. And that's the big thing, is if you have kids that accept it, it makes it a lot easier.
Who are some of the guys in the linebacker position that really stood out for you?
I tell you, there's two guys right off the top of my head. Is Tommy and Eric. Both of those guys have gotten better every week. And then we've kind of moved some kids around that were playing linebacker that are now contributing on offense. So I mean, like I said, we're trying to put all the pieces together, and we're starting to figure it out. And I tell you what, it's going to be exciting to see us take the field, and do those things, especially when districts rolls around.
Realistically speaking, how long does it take when all the pieces come together? I know in high school you play your rival games, you play your non-district games, then you jump into district. Is that typically when it all kind of sews together once district play starts?
Yes, sir. The biggest thing is week by week, as long as you're getting better week by week and you're heading in that right direction, then they start to fall into place. You don't want them to fall in place too soon and peak out too soon, but you want to have those those bumps and bruises and face that adversity early, so later on when you're in the district you can pull back from that what you've just gone through. So I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
I think even these last couple of games, going back last week to Warren Central, and in this week, how you bounce back from losing a difficult game after you won against Velma Jackson, and you're playing your rival in Warren Central, then you come back, and how you deal with the ups and downs and the bumps and bruises and the excitement and disappointment. That's all a part of life. That's all a part of sports. And how you handle that really determines how you go forward.
Exactly. And we talk about them. We talk about it all the time. Nothing's as good as it seems. Nothing's as bad as it seems. But somewhere in the middle, reality falls. And what we try to tell our kids is, when things are going really good, don't get too excited. And when things are going really bad, don't get too down on yourself. You got to maintain that even keel, that even flow. So I mean, you can handle those adverse situations and conditions. And like you said, it's part of life, and that's the great thing about football, is it teaches kids a lot about life. It teaches you how to handle adversity. It teaches you how to deal with adversity, because you have to have a short memory playing football. If you made a bad play on, if you made a bad play on one snap, but you got to let that go and get ready for the next snap. So I mean, it's life lessons, and that's a great thing about football, is you have to learn how to bounce back.
Of all the sports, all the major sports, you hear that more about football than you don't hear that when it comes to baseball or even basketball. You hear more football is really a semblance of life, the ups and downs and bumps and bruises. I wonder why more so football than any other sport.
I don't know. That's a good question, but I think it is because football is a very demanding sport. It's a very physical sport. It's a very demanding sport from time, energy. I mean, we're here. Coaches are here 7 days a week. So I mean, and the kids are here 6 days a week. So it's very demanding. It's very physical, and it's what we call a grind. And life can be a grind. You have to get up every day and go to work and make decisions and make choices along the way. And some of your decisions and choices are good, some of them are bad, but you have to get up and do it all over again tomorrow, just like football. Yeah. You have to get up and do it. It's a grind. You have to get up and grind through it every single day. And we joke around and say football's not for everybody. That's why kids go to the gym and shoot basketball. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. I mean, if I was a basketball player, I'd love to be in the gym. Or if I was a baseball player, I'd love to, take batting practice and field ground balls and pop flies. But it's put your helmet on, put your shoulder pads on, put pants on, put a jersey on top of it, and go practice on 120-something degree turf field.
Yeah.
So it is difficult, and you face the adversity of heat every single day. And it's just like life. I mean, life, you're going to have heat on you in life, and how are you going to deal with it?
How fun is this for you coming back home a second time?
It's great. It's great. I'm so excited to be here. You know, Coach Hughes and I are like brothers. You know, we've known each other for really a long time. I'm a few years older than him, but we're born on the same day.
Oh, wow.
A few years apart. But when I was playing high school, he was in the stands. And then when I was done playing college, he was playing high school. And then we just, when I came back in 07, it was like we were long lost friends.
Yeah.
You know, it just clicked, and we just, you know, automatically hit it off. And I have the utmost respect for Coach Hughes and what he's doing here, and I want to be a part of it. I want to help him. He's helped me have success in Florida. He was a big part of the success that I had as a head coach in Florida. He was my defensive coordinator. I mean, we played and won in a couple of state championships, and you know, we coached together, and he was my, you know, my guy, you know, and I want to be his guy. I want to be that for him because he was that for me, and I owe him that, you know.
We really appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate you having me.
Great story. Stacey Sizemore joining us here on the Halftime Show. We'll take a break here from Memorial Stadium. Second half kickoff coming up in 60 seconds.
Tonight's halftime brought to you by 601 Sports.
Flag and Smith back to receive this kick. Gators from your right to left as we get the second half underway here. Here is the kick. High kick. And Smith at the 20-yard line to the 25. He's to the 30. Not quite the 30. Around the 28-yard line.
Gators number 16, Kevion Smith.
So Smith short of the 30-yard line, and that's where the Gators will have it first down and 10. Very much in this game, down 28-14. It was a game of big plays. The Gators gave up a touchdown the final play of the first half. Let's see if they can get it back here early in the second half.
Let's hope so. Gators need to start out strong. They need to start out fast, and that was a short kick there by the Tigers kicker. So a good field position here for the Gators to start something and get something going.
All right, quarterback Shakori Reagan with Phillips to his right, two receivers left, two receivers right. 28-14, Benton, and on the read option, Reagan will keep it. Reagan steps out of a tackle, and he's down for a loss of 3. On that RPO, run pass option, he started to put it in the belly of Phillips, but then Reagan kept it and was dumped. Sellers with the tackle, a loss of 3, second and 13.
Yeah, we've seen that play become slightly busted there. I don't know if it's a communication error with Reagan and Cedric Phillips, but they need to get that worked out, especially here early in the second half.
Second and 13 just underway here in this third quarter. Gators are down 28-14 here at home on second down. 3-step drop pass caught, 25-yard line, 26-yard line, and Smith with the catch. Minimal gain, third down and 12 for the Gators. A 1-yard catch and run on the screen. Third and 12 coming up. Third down and 12, early third quarter. Gators are down 28-14. Third down and 12 for the Gators. Get the play in from the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock. 20 on the play clock. Phillips to the left of Shakori Reagan. The Gators come out with 3 receivers right, 1 left. Third down and 12. Down 28-14. Reagan back to pass. Being chased. They set up the screen. Caught Phillips. 25 makes one man miss and is dropped at the, well, not quite the original line of scrimmage. Fourth down and about 10.5. And the Gators will punt.
Not a great start. You know, they won the toss. They were able to defer the ball to the second half. And usually when you do that, you want to make something out of that. You want to bring your team back onto the field after a long halftime, ready to go and refreshed. But that didn't happen. It was a quick 3-and-out here for the Gators. But hopefully the defense have rested up and able to put some stops on the Tigers offense and have the offense of the Gators come back on the field.
Tyler Ivy One of the men back to receive this kick. The snap and the kick. Short kick, no fair catch call for, and brought down at the 40-yard line to the 47, and that's where the Tigers will have it with 9:36
Tigers
left.
take over 1st and 10 from their own 46.
As that catch was made by Antoine. 1st down and 10. Antwine. It's just so easy to call him Antoine, but it's his last name, Antwine. Antwine is his last name.
We have
Malik Antwine.
We have an accounting agent here in Vicksburg, Antwine Accounting. So
Any relation?
I don't think so.
Okay. 1st down, and they go back to the power run here, and a 2-yard gain here on 1st down. Cameron Barnett with the carry.
Gators number 17.
So Barnett, gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8 with under 10 to play in this 3rd quarter. Barnett has been their major ball carrier in this game. Clint Lassiter, the senior quarterback, 2nd down and 8, just short of midfield. Play action, a little quick hitter, incomplete. Pass went right through the hands of Antwine.
Through his hand and nearly intercepted, and we've seen this with a lot of young receivers. They take their eye right off the ball. They have it. It's right in the breadbasket, but it's just that 2 seconds of taking your eye off the ball and letting it fall to the ground, and that's something that we see a lot of young receivers do.
3rd down and 8 with 9:05 left in this 3rd quarter. 28-14, Benton, the Tigers of Benton, out of Benton, Louisiana, and your Gators on 3rd down and 8. Here's a pass. It's high. It's picked off. Return from the 35-yard line to the 40, 45, midfield, down the sideline to the 40, cutting it back inside and gang tackled and thrown down. The Gators defense comes up with the pick. Lawrence Sullivan.
It's awesome to see Lawrence Sullivan make a big play like that. Towards the end of the 1st half, we saw Lawrence Sullivan limping off the field, and we've seen great things from him. And so it's great to see him back and make a huge play like that. Great job.
Yeah, it is a great job. Lawrence Sullivan, nice job right there. So the Gators 1st down and 10 here, Cammie. An excellent opportunity as the defense has it at the Tigers' 39-yard line.
Yeah, already into Tigers territory here. I'd love for the Gators to capitalize on this field position.
Shakori Reagan out of the shotgun. He'll keep it. Reagan to the 40. Turns it upfield to the 35. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6 with 8:45 left in quarter number 3. Gators are down 28-14. Both teams coming out, establishing the run here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, that interception could be the spark that the Gators needed.
8.5 left in the 3rd. 2nd down and 6. I mean, no time to panic. As Cedric Phillips not in the lineup, getting a blow here as Caleb Davis, the sophomore, in the backfield. 8:15 left, 2nd down and 6. Davis to the left of quarterback Shakori Reagan. 3-step drop, pass caught, and tripped over the turf that time for the Gators. Smith.
And that's just unfortunate. I mean, he was wide open, had room to run, but tripped over his own feet. Unfortunate.
No gain, 3rd down and 8 with 7:50 left. Well, after the turnover, you don't want to waste this opportunity.
Not at all. Cedric Phillips is on the sideline with his helmet off, so we hope that everything's okay with him as Caleb Davis is in the game still.
Oh, he's got a limp too. So he may be shaken up. Yeah, very noticeable limp on 3rd down and 8. So Phillips out. Looks like he's got a little issue here. He's got a little hitch in his giddy up. Here's a pass batted down. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. It looks like the linebacker, Ashley, knocked it down. It'll bring up 4th down.
Brings up a 4th down, Gators.
Jackson Ashley, the linebacker, knocked it down. Too long for a field goal, maybe a coffin corner kick, but it could be a situation where the quarterback has the option, maybe the little pooch kick. Davis in the backfield. Up, Reagan back to pass. Steps up, flag is down. Pass incomplete, high, and it looks like it's going to be against the Gators. A hold which would be declined as the pass is incomplete. Legal shift against the Gators. So now they're going to decline it, take the incomplete pass, and the Gators could not cash in on the turnover. 7:18 left in the third quarter. Cammie, an opportunity for the Gators, just couldn't cash in right there.
Opportunity missed. I'm sure we say that a lot when we're following this Gator team. There's a lot of plays that the Gators have trouble capitalizing on, and that was just one of them. Quick 3 and out, and tried to convert there on the 4th down, but it just couldn't come up there for the Gators. So turnover on downs.
1st and 10 from the 35, and they go back to the run here. And I think just for Benton, they just want to wear the Gator defense down. And it's Justin Johnson, the running back. So we've seen Justin Johnson. We've seen Cameron Barnett. So Justin Johnson in. A little change of pace, a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 is already under 7 to play in this third quarter. Gators are down 28-14. On 2nd down, Lassiter, 3-step drop pass, high, deflected, incomplete.
Packer pass is incomplete.
It'll bring up 3rd down, knocked away by Chris Henderson.
I'll tell you, I'm a Chris Henderson fan. I mean, he does such great things defensively, and exactly when he needs to make the Gators defense be in the position that they need to be. So a great job to Chris Henderson. We've said his name a lot, and we'll continue to say his name as he grows as a player on this defensive side for the Gators.
It would be nice to get off the field here. 3rd down and 6 for Lassiter. 3-step drop, check down, intercepted. It's picked off. It's picked off by the Gators, Henderson.
Another great thing that Chris Henderson has done. I'm telling you, I'm a big fan of his.
Did you call that one? Did you dial that one up, Cammie?
We've got something going on, a little ESPN between me and
you
just
called
Chris.
that one like you were down there with the headset. Well, you got a headset on, the coach's headset. Wow.
He's pretty good. I'm telling you, I'm a fan.
Good call, Cammie. 1st down and 10. All right, so what do we have going here offensively? You call the defensive turnover. Now offensively, what do we go right here?
I'm calling a Shakori Reagan run.
Okay.
We'll see.
Of course, Phillips is out for the moment. Davis in. Let's see if Reagan does run it. On 1st down, nope, here's Davis trying to get the left edge. 40, 35 to the 30 down the sideline, and Davis inside the 20 to the 17. Gain of 18 with 6.5 left, and here come the Gators, Cammie. They got the turnover, they didn't cash in, but then they get it back again. So 2 turnovers in this third quarter. Like to cash in here in the red zone.
Yeah, Caleb Davis playing behind Cedric Phillips. Doesn't see a lot of snaps here, but that handoff was awesome. Him coming up the edge, good blocking there by the Gators offense to open up that for Davis. Here's time to capitalize for the Gators.
All right, Davis to the left of Reagan out of the shotgun there in the red zone, and he'll keep it. He bumped off Davis, a couple of missed tackles, 3, and still driving inside the 15 to the 14. Good hard run of 5 by Reagan. He actually pushed Davis out of the way trying to get a hole there.
We've talked about how Shakori Reagan is super tough, but he's hard to bring down. A lot of the Tiger defenders are trying to bring him down, but he won't go down. He refuses to go down. And again, that just goes back to the Gator pride that he has in him.
All right, 2nd down and 6, and right at the 5:59 mark, a heat timeout. We'll take it with them. The Gators are putting on some heat here. 2 defensive turnovers. They're down 28-14. Can they cash in on this 2nd turnover here in the third quarter? Back in 1 minute from Memorial Stadium, Jim Sturgis Senior Field. 28-14, Gators trail. Back in a minute on AM 1490 and 107.7.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Touchdown Gators just a moment ago. Reagan to Smith from 17 yards out, Cammie, and the Gators are a PAT away from making this a 7-point game.
That's what they needed.
Nice touch pass. All you need is a foot down. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-21. Well, you're talking about a quality team as Chris Williams drains the PAT. 28-21, the Gators hanging tough here with 5:54 left, and we've got an injured Tiger in the end zone.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Especially from young players, it's early in the season. You know, Louisiana starts after Labor Day. They're only one game into the season. This is only their second game, so you never want anything season-ending for a player, a young player, this early in the season.
Tyler Ivy was the injured Tiger.
Come up to the press box.
All right, so it's a 7-point game, 28-21. Well, as Coach Hughes says, it's not as bad as it seems. And the Gators are right there.
Yeah.
A little more than halfway through this third quarter. 28-21, Benton over Vicksburg. From Benton, Louisiana, here is the kick. Return from the 12-yard line, straight up the middle to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30. And a rugby scrum around the 34-yard line. So a 22-yard return. 5:44 left in quarter number 3. Cammie, and Gators 2 turnovers on defense, and they cashed in on 1.
So the defense are coming off of a high from that interception, but they need to come out and do something like that again. They've got to have these defensive stops to keep the Gators offense in the game. Defense wins championships.
1st and 10 from the 34. 5:44 left here in this third quarter. Gators defense has to hone in here. Justin Johnson in the backfield. Clint Lassiter out of the gun. Here's Johnson, bobbled it. 35, missed tackle. 40, cuts it back inside. 45, another missed tackle. Dropped at midfield. A gain of 17 and a first down. 4 Gators missed. Justin Johnson right there, the first down at midfield.
Well, just a little update looking at Cedric Phillips on the sideline. It appears to be his ankle or foot. There's a trainer right there with Cedric Phillips sitting on a little injury table rollaway cart that they're looking at it now. So we hope that he's okay.
But then there's an injured Tiger right at midfield. Laying flat on his back here. We'll take a break with 5:35 left in the third quarter. 28-21. Tigers have it 1st and 10 at midfield. Back in a minute on News Talk 1490 at 107.7 FM.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Justin Johnson, the injured Player, he walks off under his own power, and they go back to the run here, no gain. They go back to Barnett, no gain at midfield, 2nd and 10 with 5:20 left in the third quarter. Tigers of Benton, Louisiana, 28 and Vicksburg 21 here in the home opener from Memorial Stadium. Good one as it's turned out to be.
And I do have to apologize to our listeners. That was not Cedric Phillips that had his shoe off with the trainer. I'm looking now. The 3 was hidden. I only saw the 2, so 23 is the injured Gator, Otis James.
And here's a skinny post caught to the 30-yard line. Couple of missed tackles and brought down right there at the 29. Owen Wayne Scott with the catch. So Wayne Scott at the 30-yard line with 4:50 left, a little post out, turned it upfield. So Wayne Scott with a big run and catch, or catch and run to the 30-yard line. And here comes the Tigers. Lassiter out of the gun on first down. They go back to the run, a gain of 4 for Barnett with 4.5 left in this third quarter. Second down, I'll call it 3, so 2nd down and 7 with 4:25 left. By the time they snap this football, it will be under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Gators are down 28-21 here at home to Benton, the Tigers of Benton, Louisiana. The Gators jump off sides, so it'll bring up 2nd down and about 2 for Benton. Or these pre-snap penalties is what they call them, Cammie. Penalties before the snap. So 2nd down and short. And now the playbook is wide open here as Barnett in the backfield. Clint Lassiter, the senior quarterback, on 2nd down. Got a tight end as well, so you got to watch him here. Lassiter back to pass. They set up the screen, and this is catch Barnett 25, 20, 15, 10, and pumped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. First down and goal. Excuse me, Cammie. First down and goal. I was choked up there. I was just so shocked at that screen. It surprised me right there. Got me all choked up, Cammie. 1st and goal.
Yeah, the Tigers were able to make something out of nothing there on that play right there, but give it the credit to the Gators for knocking him out and not allowing him to go all the way to the end zone.
Well, just when the Gators got within 7, the Tigers are in the red zone. First down and goal. Barnett in the backfield. Got to watch Lassiter. You expect Barnett to get it here? Yep, Barnett bounces to the outside, turns it back in. Oh, and he was back down. And this is going to be a horse collar, and Barnett is down. Penalty out. I believe it's going to be a horse collar against
a face mask.
Or a face mask.
Yeah.
I saw his body contorted around there, so that was the face mask. I thought it was a horse collar, but nonetheless, half the distance.
His whole helmet came off there.
Yeah.
And he looks a little shaken up after the play.
Body went one way, his helmet went the other, and he is shaken up. Well, they've lost. Justin Johnson went down. Lassiter, their number 1 back, has just gone out. So their top 2 running backs out of the lineup for the moment here for Benton. He'll have to come out for a play. Half the distance on the 1-yard line. They mark it at the 2.
Well, if their top 2 running backs are out, that makes you think that it's going to be a throw and play, and that leaves the ball open for Antoine. So Gators need to really come up big and maybe do some double coverage on Antoine. That's his favorite target.
Well, Justin Johnson back in the lineup in the backfield. 3:42 left. First and goal. Again, you expect Justin Johnson to maybe get it right here. First down and goal, Lassiter out of the shotgun. Lassiter, Johnson bounces to the outside, touchdown. And Benton adds to their lead, 34-21. They march right down the field.
Carry number 23, Johnson, touchdown.
Touchdown, Benton. And it's the seesaw game continues, Cammie. It's 34-21. It's back and forth.
Yeah, as we saw how good the Tigers offense moved on the Gators defense. And then we saw how good the Gators offense was moving on the Tigers defense. We knew that we were in for a treat, a little seesaw game in action.
R.J. Moore on for the point after. High snap, ball down, kick is up, and it's good. Gators are down 2 scores. Plenty of time left, 35-21. Benton. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back after this on AM 1490 and 107.7 FM. Kick 35-21. Ball returned from the 16-yard line to the 24. And that's all. So first down and 10 for the Gators.
Making a stop for the Tigers, number 40, Parks.
Smith with the return. And they'll mark him at the 25. With 3:14 left in this third quarter, Gators are down 35-21.
From their own 25.
All right, the Gators need to respond here. Cammie has been back and forth. The Gators defense has caused 2 turnovers, took advantage of 1. Now offensively, can they move the ball down the field with Phillips now back in the backfield for the Gators?
I think we've seen the Gators move the ball well tonight, so let's hope that that continues on this drive.
Zion Scott also in the lineup. First and 10 for Reagan. Reagan draw to Scott. I'm sorry, draw to Phillips. Phillips, no gain. Slow developing play, no gain. Second down and 10 with 3 to play in this third quarter. Gators in this game are down 35-21. .247 left. Second down. And now Reagan will keep it straight up the middle. Shakori Reagan, a first down run all the way out to the 45. Gain of 20.
He's hard to bring down. The Tigers have not been able to bring him down tonight. He's done very well running the ball. Brandon is up on the Warren Central Vikings 10-9 with 3 minutes to go in the entire game. Vikings have the ball right now. Got a text from Brandon Davis. He said it's a dang good game.
3-step drop here, pass, bobbled, caught, dropped by Smith. That was a low-scoring game over there in Brandon.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 with 2:11 left at the 45-yard line. Gators down 35-21. Second down and 10 from their 45-yard line. Reagan out of the shotgun. Check down to Phillips to the 45 midfield, dragged down around the 46. I think at the 47, we're to bring up third down and 2 with 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Third and a couple coming up here.
Phillips on the reception.
So third down and 2. We have an injured Tiger. Another injured Tiger goes down, and this is going to be Davis Sellers, the defensive end, is down. Look like he might have cramped up, yeah. So with 1:52 left, Cammie, third down and a couple coming up here. You have to believe this is probably 4-down territory at this point if you don't pick up the first down.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. That means that the defense did exactly what they needed to do.
Third down and a couple. 1:52 left. Third quarter, high-scoring game. It's good to see the Gators get some points.
Yeah. I've really been impressed with the Gators this game. You know, like we said, I mean, we're playing a team that's not in our district and in Louisiana standards above what we would normally be playing. So I'm really impressed of what the Gators have been able to do against this team. You know, we talked about the Benton Tigers having a big game over Oak Grove, and Coach Hughes was saying during the pregame show, Oak Grove is nothing to shake a stick at. You know, they are like a 1 or 2A school in Louisiana, but they're in like the state championship every single year. They play in the Superdome every year. So I think that was a huge win for them, and this could be a huge win for the Gators.
Sellers was cramped up. He's okay as he walks off under his own power. 1:52 left in this third quarter. All right, clock running. 3rd and 2. Gators need to pick up this first down at the 47. Here's Phillips on the inside. Trap play, first down to the 40. Phillips to the 36-yard line. First down, Gators with 1:40 left in the third.
Great job there by Cedric Phillips. You know, we saw him come off the sideline. We were a little worried about him, but it looks like he found a hole and was able to turn upfield. So great job there, and it resulted in a first down for Cedric Phillips and the Gators.
So first down with 1:33 left here in the third. On first down, looks like Benton jumped and got back. Gators scan with 10 on the play clock. Phillips to the right of quarterback Reagan. 1:12 left in the third. Play clock at 1.
Oh,
and it went over the quarterback's head and Phillips fell on it. There was miscommunication all the way around, and thankfully Phillips fell on it, but in his own territory. They're going to mark it at midfield. So a loss of 14 on that play. 2nd down and 24.
Yeah, Shaquari Reagan just wasn't ready. He checked the sideline to make sure the play didn't change. He was communicating with his coach, but it was a miscommunication there between the center and Shaquari Reagan.
2nd down and 24. This will be the final play of the third quarter. Gators are down 35-21 on 2nd and 24. Reagan's pass deflected, incomplete. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and long. They need to get to the 26th, 3rd down and 24 coming up for the Gators with 25 seconds left in this third quarter.
We talk about it often. I mean, the Gators do so much to get ahead, and then stuff just happens. It's unfortunate.
3rd down. Reagan back to pass. Looks going to throw over the middle. Incomplete. Just trying to fit it into a tight window. And it'll bring up 4th down as they try to get the football to McAlpin, and he comes up limping. We've had a lot of cramps and a lot of limps.
Well, I think you're going to see that with the heat.
19 seconds left here in this third quarter.
The heat plays a huge factor in injuries and cramps, and sometimes they just get overheated and really just need a break. The school district and Mississippi Sports Association does a great job of providing those heat timeouts, but it's hot, you know.
Gators were short a man. Zion Scott checking in. Play clock at 5. And now we've got a flag. And it's going to be a procedure against the Gators. 4th and 29 for Vicksburg. 19 seconds left in this third quarter. Gators are down 35-21. Lob, snap, and the kick. Oh, he shanked it. Sideways roll, and the Gators got to fall on it quickly at the 46-yard line. That was a negative 5-yard punt.
When you thought
The
you'd
line
seen
of
it all.
scrimmage was around midfield. They take over at the 45-yard. That was a negative punt right there. With 11 seconds left here in this third quarter, and you just flipped the field big time here.
Yeah.
Barnett in the backfield. Clint Lassiter, the senior quarterback. This will probably be the final play. Here is Lassiter keeping it. Spun around and dropped on that read. They were going to put it in the belly of Barnett. Lassiter kept it for a 2-yard gain. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. 3 quarters complete here in Memorial Stadium here at Vicksburg High School. First home game of the year. Gators are down 35-21. Back in 60 seconds here on News Talk 1490 and 107. Fourth quarter here from Memorial Stadium. It's been a high-scoring game, and the Gators with a 35-21 deficit to climb out of. No game next week. The Gators are off next week. District play starts in a couple of weeks. On first down, here's Barnett again. Student body right. Barnett with a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. 30 seconds into this final quarter here from Vicksburg High School.
Well, Emily back at the station sent us a update on Warren Central. It's 1 minute and 8 seconds left, and WC gets the ball on their own 42-yard line, and the score is still 10-9, Brandon.
Low-scoring game. Did you expect a low-scoring game?
I don't think so. You know, we talked to Brandon Davis, who's calling color there tonight, and I don't think that anyone was expecting a game this close.
On second down, they go back to the run here with Barnett. And Barnett brought down at the 33-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Make it to 33. So 3rd down, well, actually the 32. So 3rd and 3 for the Tigers. A minute and a half gone by in this fourth quarter. You have a 2-score lead. They don't seem to be in any hurry to snap it. Clint Lassiter, the senior quarterback, on 3rd down. And they go back to the run here. Justin Johnson. Not much. 4th down and 3. 4th down and short coming up. From here, you're looking at a 48-yard field goal. Of course, they'll pass it up and go for it. They've got time to tick away here. 10 minutes left, 25 on the play clock. On 4th down, they scan. Justin Johnson in the backfield. They have 2 receivers left, 2 right. Johnson in the backfield. 4th down and 2. Lassiter looks, throws a fade. It's open, caught, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Artis Cole from 32 yards out. On 4th down and 2, they went over the top, Cammie, for the score.
Yeah, when you get separated from that DB like that, it's easy to just snag down a ball and run right into the end zone. And that's exactly what we saw the Tigers receiver do.
41-21, 9:42 left. Well, Vicksburg's got to get to work here. No more wasted opportunities. You don't have many, maybe 3 possessions left in this game.
Yeah, it's time for the Gators to be fundamentally sound and focus if they want to stay in this and win.
Sorry, snapback ball down. Cammie, R.J. Moore slams it through, and Gators are down by 20, 41-21. Benton with 9:42 left in the 4th. Back in a minute on News Talk 1490 and 107.7.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Out to the 21-yard line. And that's where the Gators will have it 1st down and 10 with 9:42 left. Benton, the Tigers of Benton, Louisiana, just outside of Shreveport, leads your Gators 42-21 here, Cammie.
Well, Warren Central did lose to Brandon. 10-9 was the final, but texting Emily Tillman and Brandon Davis for game updates against that Warren Central and Brandon team. And both of them have said it was a hard-fought game by the Vikings, but they did come up short by 1 point against the Brandon Bulldogs tonight.
This was a hard-fought game as well. Reagan with the pump and go is going to lob this one long and deep, and it's going to be incomplete. The pump and go, you saw that. The pump fake to freeze the defense, to freeze the secondary just enough to get a little separation, and it was incomplete for Smith. 2nd down and 10, 9.5 minutes left in the 4th.
Overthrown ball by Shakori Reagan, but I'm impressed with his range to throw the ball. We haven't seen him play quarterback until this season, so I'm impressed.
2nd down and 10. 9.5 left. Reagan bobbles it, stays with it. Reagan's going to take off, sheds a tackler, gets it to the outside, 25. Oh, it's thrown down at the 30-yard line. There's a flag down at the end. This could be a face mask at the end of this one. With 9:15 left here in this 4th quarter.
And Reagan slow to come up, being helped up by a teammate.
He was thrown down. Flag is out at the end. You got to, well, I thought I saw a flag come out. I guess
I saw something come out. I don't know what it was.
No flag apparently. Under 9 to play. 8:55 left in the 4th. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Gators. Phillips in the backfield. Reagan looking at the sideline. Play clock at 15. 42-21 Benton over Vicksburg High here in the home opener at Memorial Stadium. Play clock at 8 on 3rd down. Reagan, quarterback keeper. Reagan picks up the 1st down. Hard fought 1st down at the 34-yard line. Needed 3, got 4. 8.5 left. 1st down, Gators.
Well, Shakori Reagan's going to sleep good tonight. He's been poked and prodded and brought down several times, but he's played a good game. But he's definitely been beat up tonight.
And we have an injured player or a timeout.
No, I think he's injured. I'm seeing some players take a knee, but he is up and walking off his own power, and that is a player on the Tigers team.
and that is going to be E.J. Washington, the lineman, walking off under his own power. 8.5 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. Gators running out of time. Need 3 scores in 8.5 minutes. Down 42-21.
It can happen.
Reagan, straight back to pass, looks, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Smith. That stops the clock with 8:27 left. Some area games tomorrow. You talked about it on your show. Ole Miss in action.
Against Southeastern Louisiana.
Yeah, Kansas State, Mississippi State. Alcorn headed to Lake Charles. I'll be heading down there after the game.
Y'all kill me every Friday night if it's an away game for Alcorn.
We're on the road.
They're on the road. I'm ready to go to bed.
I'm ready to get on the highway. On second down and 10, Reagan being bottled up but gets away. Reagan to the 35, 36, 37-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, his ability to escape pressure has been pretty good in this game. He picked up 3 when it looked like he'd lose 3. So third down and 7 coming up with 8:08 and counting left in this fourth quarter. Gators need to pick up this first down here, down 42-21.
They're behind, and they really do need to pick up that first down here if they want to stay in it. But you talk about Reagan, he's got a little Houdini-esque to him that we've seen throughout this whole game. So great job there by Reagan.
Third down and 7. Reagan out of the gun, straight back to pass. Looks, steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. And it's going to be interference as it was a high pass, but there was contact there. Pass.
Reagan pass intended for number.
Listen, the intended receiver. It'll bring up first down for the Gators. Pass interference. It was a high ball, but there was contact before the pass.
Yeah, lots of contact. I mean, I still think that the ball was thrown a little high, may have been uncatchable, but there was so much contact before the ball was even thrown that you had to throw a flag there.
All right, so that will help the Gators' cause that they're in the Tiger territory at the 45-yard line. All right, so time to get this one in the end zone.
Yeah.
Play defense, get the ball back, maybe another quick score, and then you set yourself up with about maybe 3 minutes left if all goes right. 42-21, the Gators trail here at home.
In Tiger territory now, so it's always a good sign for the Gators.
At the 45-yard line, 7:36 and counting left. Reagan back to pass, looking left. Throws over the middle. This is caught to the 20-yard line, down to the 18. Nice catch by Johnson.
To number 16.
So Johnson with the catch.
First down, Gators.
Terrence Johnson with the catch. They mark him at the 17. So 7:27 left. They start the clock here, so the Gators need to get it moving. Officials aren't wasting any time. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Phillips in the backfield. Reagan out of the shotgun with 7:13 left in the fourth quarter. 42-21, Gators trail here to Benton. The Tigers of Benton from Benton, Louisiana. And Reagan will keep it to the 20, to the 15. Dropped at the 14-yard line. Pickup of a couple. Second down and 8 with 6:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Gators with an opportunity. Got to score here. Nothing less than a touchdown will do if you want to think about winning this game. 6:43 left.
If you see victory for the Gators, then it's got to start right here. They've got to put some points here to stay in it. If they really want a victory tonight, they got to dig deep.
6.5 minutes left, second down. Reagan back to pass, looks left, looks, throws a high ball. It's going to be out of the end zone. And it's going to be contact. Well, the officials look like he was adjusting his belt, maybe ready to throw a flag.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe
about
it felt like it was uncatchable. It was well out of the back of the end zone. I don't know if he was adjusting his belt or what. I don't know. Or maybe the ball was just uncatchable. He maybe got caught in between. Nonetheless, 6:21 left. It'll bring up third down and 7 for the Gators. They need to get to the 7-yard line. And they're at the 14 of Benton, down 42-21. Third down and 7. Reagan being chased, sheds a tackler. Reagan to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, cuts it back inside to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown, Shakori Reagan.
Touchdown, Gators.
What an acrobatic, athletic move by Shakori Reagan.
I mean, he's just impressive. He's just impressive. Everything he's done tonight has been right, and the things that he's messed up on, he knows what he needs to mess up on and work on for the future of these next couple of games.
That was impressive. That makes it 42-27. There's still time. Snapback ball down. Kick is good. 42-28 with 6:11 left. All right, so Cammie, hey, there's plenty of time left. The Gators had to get in the end zone, had to do it quickly. 6:11 left, 2-score game, plenty of time.
Plenty of time if the defense can come up big here. I think that's going to be the key. The defense got to keep us in it.
6:11 left here in this fourth quarter. 42-28 our score. All right, so now it's gonna take a 3-and-out will be nice. But it's gonna start with good kickoff coverage here. Will it be kicked deep? Reagan will kick it off with 6:11 left here in the fourth. 42-28, the kick. And it's going to be returned by Malley from the 5 to the 10 and goes out of bounds at around the 11 or 12. 6:05 left here in the fourth quarter. Well, you know the situation right now. The Gators need to get off the field. You expect the Tigers to run the football. Lassiter, Barnett, Justin Johnson. One of those three, I'm sure, will touch it here, especially pinned back deep at your 10-yard line.
Yeah, but great job there by the kick. I think it was Shakori Reagan that actually kicked the ball off, pinning them way back here. We know that the Tigers can move the football well, but you don't ever want to give them a short field. And having them set up here right at the 10-yard line is a good move there by the Gators.
All right, first down and 10, and there's a run and nothing doing, no gain. As Justin Johnson, no gain. All right, so second down and 10. Looks like a timeout was taken with 5:58 left. Both teams with 3 timeouts.
Official timeout, heat break.
Oh, it's a heat timeout with 5:58 left. Lost track of the fact we got the heat timeout, our final heat timeout of the game. 42-28, the Gators trail. Back in 1 minute on AM 1490 at 107.7.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Second down and 10. And on this second down run, the ball fumbled out of bounds. As that ball carried forward out of bounds. And let's see where they mark it at the 19. We'll make it to 18 and a half. Will bring up third down at about 1.5 yards needed for the first down with 5:39 left. Runner and ball both went out of bounds, so that saves the Gators time. Third down and a long one needed for the first down. 5:39 left in the fourth quarter. Gators are down 42-28. And now we've got a timeout. A whistle, officials timeout. All right, so third down and a long one coming up here. Play clock at 23. On third down and 1. Did the Gators get back? No, they didn't. It's going to be a first down.
Dadgummit.
That's the third time I think that has happened. That's going to bring up a first down.
Neutral zone violation by the Gators. 5-yard penalty, first down, Tigers.
Unfortunate. Those are penalties that we've seen year-round throughout this whole season, and they're unfortunate.
They're with the run. Oh, and he's upended. Good open field tackle as they got the football to Barnett.
Tiger running back, Barnett taken down by
Henderson.
Gators number 5, Marvin Martin.
So 5:20 left. (42-28). Second down and 11. Play clock at 18. 5 minutes left. They're just taking as much time as they need. On second down, quarterback dropped for a loss inside his 20. And the sack made by Wesley. And a timeout taken here by the Gators on defense. A big third down and 17 coming up for Vicksburg when we come back. 4.5 left in the third. 1 minute break on AM 1490 and 107.7.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
It'll bring up fourth down, Cammy, and opportunity here. The Gators can get the ball back. 4:29 left and 2 timeouts. Down 42-28.
I still think that's a lot of time. I think that, you know, the Gators are down here by 2 scores, but it's still a lot of time. The Gators are still in this, so I'm excited about how the events are going to unfold here with the last 4 minutes and 29 seconds.
Smith at midfield. 4:29 left. The snap, the kick. Smith at the 43-yard line, a fair catch at the 43. So that's where the Gators will have it with 2 timeouts, down 2 scores. Don't forget the Gators are off next Friday night. Warren Central lost 10-9. They'll be off next Friday night. District play starts in a couple of weeks.
Good time, good strategic
plan for a bye week right before district play. Get rested up. If you got injured players, get them healthy coming back against teams that you match up well with. I'm excited for district play for the Gators. I think they've shown great things against some high-stake opponents that I'm super excited to see them play in district play.
1st and 10 here, Cammie, from the 45-yard line. Reagan straight back to pass. Check down. Phillips to the 40-yard line. 45. Upended at the 47-yard line. Stayed in bounds. So that keeps the clock running.
Glad to see Cedric Phillips come right back up. He went down really hard. I was afraid about his breath being knocked out of him, but he jumped right up. He's walking back to the formation, so I think that he's good there. But there is a flag on the field, I see.
Baldwin with the open field tackle. You have to figure this might be a hold here on the Gators, and it is. When you see a flag around the line of scrimmage, it could be offsides, false start, or a hold most of the time. That'll push the Gators back 10. Well, we've had 2 defensive penalties that have resulted in first downs for Benton. So that's something to talk about. So the Gators are backed up inside their 35. They have it at their 33. First down and 22. Reagan back to pass. Looks, steps up, pump fakes, rolls to his left, goes back to his right, trying to get the edge, steps out of a tackle, and he's going to lob this one deep down the field. Caught! 30-yard line, to the 20, to the 15, 10, it's a touchdown! No flags. It's Chris Henderson.
Can I just say how much I love Chris Henderson again for the night? He's making plays big on defense. He's making plays big on offense. He's incredible. I'm a fan.
So the Gators get on the board. Chakori Reagan again made that happen. 42-34 with 3:53 remaining. Well, it was all Reagan that time. Plenty of time left, 3:53 remaining. Important PAT here, high snap ball now, kick is up. Kick is good. 7-point game, 3:53 remaining. Don't go anywhere. 42-35, Benton over Vicksburg. Benton is led all the way, and the Gators have climbed back in it after being down 42-21 with 9:42 remaining. A couple of scores, and they're back in it. Back in a minute on News Talk 1490 and 107.7 FM. At one point in this game. It's now 42-35 here in the fourth quarter. Nice comeback by the Gators. Can it get over this final hurdle? Reagan will kick it off. Need good kickoff coverage here. 2 timeouts for the Gators. Here is the kick. It's going to be one hop on this turf from the 10, 15, 20, 25, 27-yard line. 17-yard return by Caleb Cassidy. So first down at the 27-yard line. 3:48 left. Plenty of time left. 2 timeouts for the Gators.
Yeah, I don't think they're out of it at all. And let me tell you who's also not out of it, and that's the Gator crowd. They're here chanting Vicksburg, Vicksburg. They're ready, and they're sticking by their team throughout this whole game. So I'm excited.
Lassiter, they go to the run here and gain to the 32-yard line. Make it the 31. As a flag down, this is probably a hold, and it'll come back.
Barnett running the ball for the Tigers. Flag on the play.
So that'll push this team back. Benton, Louisiana, the Tigers push them back inside their 20-yard line with 3:43 left here in this fourth quarter. They'll mark it at the 16. First down and 21. They need to get to the 37. So first and 21 here as they scan to the right. 3:38 and counting left in this fourth. Gators are down 42-35. Lassiter, 3-step drop, high fade, and this ball's going to be thrown out of bounds. Intended for Antwine.
Incomplete pass.
They tried to catch the Gators a little bit off guard. They were crowding the box, and they were trying to throw it over the top. That stops the clock with 3:28 left. Cammie, that helps the Gators' cause.
It does. We've said it all night. Gators defense have to come up big because we're still behind, and we still need the offense to come on the field and move the ball and put points on the board to win this game.
3:28 left, second down and long. Lassiter's going to take off. Lassiter gets it outside of the 15. Lassiter cuts it inside of the 20, 25, lowers his shoulder, marked down at the 26. We're to bring up third down and 11 coming up here for Benton. Big play here with 3:19 left. Gators have 2 timeouts.
And give
another penalty here against Benton.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say give Lassiter his credit because he was making a lot of guys miss down there and got a lot of good blocks to move the ball forward. But it is backing them back.
That's the second holding penalty on Benton here in the last few plays. So that'll push Benton back inside their 15. They need to get to the 37-yard line for the first down. So it's going to bring up second down. They mark it around the 10. Make it the 11. And they need to get to the 37. So second down and 26. With 3:19 left in the fourth. Second down and 26. Gators are down 42-35. Second down and 26. Clint Lassiter back to pass. Chase sacked at the 2. Well, the Gators brought the heat right there. Douglas. 3:07 left. And now the Gators are going to take a timeout. Now they're down to 1. 3:04 left. The ball is at the 4-yard line. Third down and 33, Cammie, right here. With 1 timeout, this may be the game.
I love nail biters. They're fun. It's always fun if you can come up with the points to win the game. And I think the Gators have shown so much growth. This is the fourth game of the season. So
The ball is at the 4-yard line. They need to get to the 37. 3rd down and 33 coming up. The Gators can just hold here, get the ball back, they'll have a shot. 3rd down and 33. They just kind of round it out here on 3rd down. They just trying to get it out of the shadow of their own end zone. It goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Actually went out of bounds. But the clock continues to run, so apparently he did not get out of bounds. There's some pushing and talking going on the far sideline. Clock continues. Well, they stopped the clock with 2:49 left. So they stopped the clock with 2:49 left.
I don't see any flags, which is a good thing because I did see some pushing and shoving. I'm sure some jaw jacking was going on over there on the visitor sideline. And little things like that could result in automatic first downs. So I'm very proud of our guys of not doing anything childish and not resulting in automatic first downs. So that's always a good sign.
All right, so 4th down, clock stops. Gators have 1 timeout remaining. They should get decent field position. Sullivan back at his 43-yard line. Gators are down 42-21 in this game. They scored 2 touchdowns in the last 7 minutes to make it a 1-score game. 42-35, Benton. Gators are off next week. District starts in 2 weeks. Vicksburg coaches tell Sullivan to come up a little bit at his 45-yard line. All running to the kicker. The snap, the kick, high kick, short kick, fair catch called for and made at the 47. Nice job by Sullivan. All right, so the Gators 53 yards away from tying this game out, and the crowd appreciates what the Gators have done and have an opportunity here with a touchdown and a PAT to tie the game. 2:44 left here in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from the 48. They mark it at the 48. Reagan out of the shotgun. 1 timeout for the Gators. Phillips in the backfield to his left. 3 receivers right. Reagan up the middle to the 50. Reagan brought down at the 45. A gain of 7. Clock running. 2.5 minutes left here in the 4th. 2nd down and 3 from the 45 of the Tigers. Tigers 42. Gators 35. 2:25 left. Play clock at 28. 2nd down and 3. Phillips to the right of Reagan. Reagan, 3-step drop, check down, caught. 1st down at the 40 down the sideline and out of bounds. Did he go out of bounds? No, he did, but he picked up the 1st down. Chris Henderson with the catch, Cammie.
Chris Henderson, we see him again. We haven't seen him in the past play on the offensive side of the ball as much for the Gators, but a lot of the Gators teammates do. We see a lot of the Gators play on both sides of the ball, and this is the first time we've seen Chris Henderson play offense, and he's done well on the offense and defensive side of the ball. He's had a good game.
Clock running, 1:52 to go. Reagan back to pass. Reagan is going to be sacked all the way back to the 43-yard line. Well, do the Gators, they're going to take their final timeout here. Looks like they will. Timeout taken by Vicksburg. They're out of timeouts. Oh, that's not what we needed right there.
No, not at all.
And the sack that time by the linebacker Jackson Ashley all the way back to the 43-yard line. So a loss of 7. 2nd and 17 with 1:44 to go, and the Gators are out of timeouts. Well, you couldn't afford to spike it right there and lose a down, so you were kind of caught in between. you had to get it up quickly and run a play. So to avoid a mistake down here, you have to take your final timeout, which the Gators did with 1:44 left. So they're out of timeouts, down 42-35 with 1:44 left here in this fourth quarter. The Gators were down 42-21 at one point in this fourth quarter with 9:42 left.
I understand that's what the Gators had to do, taking the timeout, but I'm sure they didn't want to do it.
Second down and 17 with 1:44 left, out of timeouts. They're at the 43 of Benton. Reagan back to pass. They set up the blitz. Is a middle screen. Caught to the 40-yard line. 35, 34, down to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up third down and 6. Clock running. No timeouts for the Gators. 90 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Phillips with the catch over the middle. 3rd and 6 from the 32. They need to get to the 26 with 1:20 left. Gators got to hurry it here. Gators not in that big of a hurry, but time is ticking away. 1:10 left. 3rd down and 6 from the 32. Reagan with a receiver in motion. Phillips to his right. Reagan, Chase sacked. A loss of 7. Boy, they bring a delayed blitz, and that loses the yards, loses 6, 4th and 12. And with 48 seconds left, no timeouts, here is your ball game right here for the Gators. They didn't bring much pressure all game, but the last couple of minutes, they brought a delayed blitz that the Gators have not been able to pick up. A couple of sacks here lately. 30 seconds left. 4th down and 12. Gators down by 7. Reagan out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Reagan dances. He's to the 40. Reagan, 35 to the 30. He's got the first down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. He scores! Touchdown!
Oh, my goodness.
Reagan down the sideline. And that makes it a 42-41 game. Reagan on 4th down and 12 down the sideline. You worried about, did he step out of bounds? No, sir. Touchdown, Gators. And now the all-important PAT to tie this game.
Very important PAT right here.
This to tie it. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good! We have a tie game!
Wow.
42 all with 15 seconds left in the game. Reagan's 42-yard run with 15 seconds left. No timeouts. The Gators have rallied from 42-21 down with 9:42 left to tie it. And now we're 15 seconds away from overtime. You got to be careful here, though, Cammie.
This game is not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you.
And this game is not over. The Gators, what a run. Well, Reagan's the reason why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had him pinned up, and Reagan down the sideline, and he wasn't touched. And it's a 42-all game with 15 seconds left. What a play. Now you've got to defend this kickoff. 15 seconds left. You got all 3 timeouts for Benton. All right, here's the kick coming up. Reagan, how much leg does he have in him after using his legs on that 42-yard run? Here's the kick, and it's down at the 45-yard line. A little line drive squib that was caught and down immediately at the 46-yard line. No time off the clock. So you got a couple of plays, maybe 3, and set yourself up for a field goal. So now the Gators have to defend this.
There was a flag, but now it's being waved off.
What a comeback, but it's not over.
Yeah, it's not over.
You thought they might kick it deep.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I was going to ask you about that because I don't know if I agree with that, given Tigers such a good field position. We know that they can move the ball well. 15 seconds could be a long time with 3 timeouts.
Lassiter back to pass, looks, going to lob this one long and deep, and it's going to be overthrown with 10 seconds left. They were trying to go deep to Antoine. Second down and 10. We're 10 seconds away from overtime.
You know, we said Antoine's name a lot in the first half, but Gators have kept him quiet here in the second half.
Ten seconds left. You're at the 45-yard line. For 42 all. The Gators were down 42-21 with 9:42 left. Lassiter looks, throws over the middle, and it's knocked away over the middle.
4 seconds to go. Great job there by Lawrence Sullivan batting down the ball. Great job on defense, and we've seen him play well on offense too, so great game by Lawrence Sullivan.
All right, this has got to go to the end zone, and it looks like Benton's going to use a timeout. Well, the game cannot end on a defensive penalty, so the Gators have to be careful with that, but Benton will take a timeout here. What a comeback by the Gators.
Tremendous comeback. They've got to be proud of themselves. I think they've done an amazing job. What they're going to need to watch out for is Benton has called them offside several times throughout this game, so watch for that. You said about the defensive penalty, so we've got to make sure that the defense of the Gators are focused and know exactly what to do right here on this all-important defensive play.
Don't jump off sides. Does this quarterback have the arm to get it in the end zone?
You know, we haven't, their passing game is something they've relied on so much against the Oak Grove game, and we haven't seen him throw big down the field this game. So I don't know if he does or not. I guess we're about to see.
4 seconds left. 46-yard line. Lassiter looks, throws, and the pass is caught, little hook and ladder, and it's going to be tackled, and that's going to do it. It's going to send us into overtime. So overtime here at Vicksburg High School. Vicksburg 42, Benton 42. The Gators were down 42-21 with 9:42 remaining. And with 4:32 left, the Gators scored. 3:53 left, the Gators scored to make it a 7-point game. Then Shakori Reagan's 42-yard run with 15 seconds left. And here we are. We have overtime here at Vicksburg High School. All right, the coin toss coming up. Of course, the visiting team will choose heads or tails. And in overtime, if you win the toss, you want to defer. You want to get the ball second. So both head coaches at midfield. What a game here. I mean, could this be one of those games in which it's the turning point of your season? It's not a district game. Feels like a playoff game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think any game that's this close and you're playing a team that you're unmatched with, I think that it's always a fun matchup and something that you want to walk away with a victory.
All right, so both coaches at midfield. They've got the coin. Here's the toss. And apparently Benton's coach is upset. I don't know what's going on down there with this coin toss, but
he's not happy at all. I don't know what's going on. We don't even know who won or anything yet. He is not happy.
I don't know what, I mean, I don't know if this is something that took place during regulation. I mean, just a simple coin toss. The referee and the men's head coach kind of going back and forth here, and Coach Hughes just standing there stoically and taking it all in. I think Vicksburg might have won the coin toss, but Benton's coach is still pleading his case. All right, so
After all that,
I'm trying to figure out what that was about right there.
yeah. Do we still don't know who won the toss? Or?
But we'll have to ask Coach Hughes about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was kind of a decision on what end zone to start from.
Beats me.
So I believe maybe, well, I think it is about direction. Well, Tigers will take it over first, so I believe Vicksburg might have won the toss and deferred. So the Tigers will get the ball first, and now they run the football here on first down. And back to the run inside the 5 to the 4 yard line is Barnett.
The inside handoff to the Tigers, number 34, Barnett.
Barnett to the 4. So second down and goal from there. You get it at the 15 going in. Second down and goal. Lassiter. Barnett has a tackler trying to get the edge and is tripped up around the 2. So to bring up third down and goal from there.
You know, we've talked about this before, Charles. This is the time that the Gators have to rely on that conditioning, that weight room, that extra trip to the weight room that they did this week. Hone in on that strength that you have done this week to dig in and find the strength to put up a stop.
All right, third down and goal from the 3 yard line. Lassiter under center. He sneaks it, and he does not get in. He's at the 2 yard line. No gain, fourth and goal. I think Benton knows that a field goal is not going to do him any good with the way the Vicksburg offense has been rolling here in the last 9:42 of regulation. They know they got to get the ball in the end zone. Fourth and goal from the 2. And this is where the defense has got to shore it up here. Fourth down and goal from the 2 yard line. They're going to go for it here on fourth down and goal. Barnett in the backfield and a timeout taken right here. And we'll keep it right here, Cammie. We have overtime. Time doesn't matter. Of course, it's the play clock that matters. Obviously, the Gators won the toss and deferred, so Benton gets the ball first. And that's the whole key in this overtime. You want to win the toss and get it second so you'll know exactly what you have to do. If Benton does not score any points by the Gators, then they win this game. Of course, what Benton does, if they do score, the Gators have to match it. Field goal, touchdown, touchdown. But if the Gators keep the Tigers out of the end zone, any points by the Gators, and they win this game.
My nerves are on edge.
Shakori Reagan's 42-yard run with 15 seconds left is the reason why we're not in the parking lot right now.
That's exactly right.
Fourth down and goal. Here it is. Lassiter, the senior quarterback, out of the shotgun. Lassiter will keep it. Lassiter lunges, and he gets in for the score. On fourth down and goal from the 2, Lassiter's touchdown makes it 48-42 with an all-important PAT coming up. Well, they knew that a field goal wasn't going to do them any good.
Right. Well, now it's the Gators' turn to go to work after this PAT.
Well, it's important here. If they miss it, Gators get a touchdown at PAT and they could win it. So this PAT is important. High snap, ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Gators need a touchdown and a PAT to send it to a second overtime. We'll keep it here. Well, the Gators will get it at the 15 going in. Here in the first overtime, Gators are down 49-42 after coming back from 42-21 down with 9:42 left in the fourth quarter. So Clint Lassiter from 2 yards out here in overtime.
This is extending your McNeese trip. But you'll take it, huh?
Yep. We'll take it, though. Game's not till 6 o'clock
There you
tomorrow
go.
night. We'll be fine.
You got plenty of time.
I think we'll be fine. 49-42 our score. All right, so the Gators got to score a touchdown and a field goal at the 15. Here's a pass, and this is a catch at the 10-yard line to the 5, down to the 2. On the screen, Henderson with the catch. So Henderson shaken up.
Very slow to get up by Henderson. Favoring that left leg. He's coming off with the trainer, but walking on his own power.
All right, so the Gators have it at the 3-yard line. Touchdown, PAT sends us to a second overtime. I formation here, Reagan under center. And now here is a touchdown. Zion Scott. All right, so that makes it 49-48. And now PAT coming up here, this to tie it.
Chris Williams already had a missed extra point on this end of the field. Don't want to give him any bad juju, but come on, you can do this.
Chris Williams trying to tie it. High snap, ball down, kick is up. And it's botched, and the Gators are going to lose the game. High snap, bobbled, botched, and the Gators do not get off a PAT, and the Gators lose in overtime, 49-48. Well, you talked about it, Cammie, how this was not automatic considering that one was missed early in the game.
Yeah.
It was a high snap, bobble, couldn't be planted, and Benton was all over it. And the Gators lose a heartbreaker. After coming back from 42-21 down to send it into overtime, Benton got the ball first. The touchdown and the PAT made it 49-42. The Gators got a touchdown and their PAT was botched. Overtime, ball game, 49-48, Benton. Well, Cammie, this was some ball game.
It was fun, yeah. I mean, and the Gators are going to hold their head down because it was such a close game and one they could have won. But they should be very proud of the performance that they showed here tonight. They've got a week off, a week to prepare, a week to hit the weight room more and more until they open up district play. And then they're going to start playing teams that look like them and feel like them and smell like them. So I think that it's going to be a great time and don't count out your Gators when it comes to district play. I'm excited on what district play has to offer for the Gators.
Well, the Gators were down 42-21 with 9:42 left.